VortiX, so I think he's been playing this quite similar to Lucifron. They really are a big believer in the 2TC mana build.
2TC and manners?
It's really greedy, yeah.
Yeah, that is really greedy. What would you even do with all of that economy?
You'd think win the game, usually not. It's interesting though, because if you get something like the Malian versus Lancaster matchup, that's the one like where you feel quite encouraged to do it. In terms of opening map though, it's gonna be Carmel. We're probably looking at French versus Shushi. Makes the most sense. You basically want a Civ that can pro scouts and a Civ that can be either dominant on map control or gold efficient, which is why China got banned. I think China is probably the hands down best Civ on Carmel.
Yeah, they can make so much use of all the additional food out there on the map. You can go pro scouts. You don't need to go pro scouts necessarily, but yeah, going pro scouts there is pretty good. Like, how many deer are there on each side? Like 24?
There's 58 now. It used to be 60. A whole 2 deer nerf, Crackety.
Unplayable.
Nah. Well, it is unplayable for some people on the ladder. So anyone who's about to be like, I don't get how these pro players get deer to spawn. There's a biome issue. We use the correct biome, though. So there will be deer in this version of Carmel. Thank God. But the other thing, by the way, I think that makes China so ridiculously good on this map is Imperial Academy. Because the gold just runs out so quickly. There's another reason why Rus, I think, has been doing quite well here. Like, any Civ that has an ability to stay in the base with gold is going to feel incredible on this map.
Yeah, not going to see Rus here, though. Banned on both sides. Beasty actually got Mongols denied for him by VortiX.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So
that's a classic for VortiX. Also a Civ that in theory could maybe rush House of Lancaster. In theory, I think you need your opponent to basically get a bad spawn. You need one where the stone and gold isn't close to Lancaster Castle. Other picks wise, whoa. I wasn't expecting the Japan pick.
I was low-key expecting the Japan pick, I want to say. Yeah, because the map is incredibly open. And you can absolutely hemorrhage your opponent with mass Onabgeisha into Mounted Samurai. Just because like you're getting attacked on all sides. And on a map like this, where there's a lot of resources out on the map, that can really, really hurt you. Jean, though, might be able to deal with it. Like, having Arbaletria, which get +5 armor, that's, like, the best unit that you can probably have in the game up against Onabgeisha.
And in theory, an advantage she has over French is the ability to discount on gold. When you go deeper in that game, that's going to be very big on Carmel. Something that makes me not a big fan of Japan here, personally, is a very pinnacle point in the game for this map is the central gold vein. How do you feel like you emphatically secure that gold vein, Crackety?
4 sprinkled outposts.
You'd have to if you're playing Japan, because you're kind of missing that very important castle.
You gotta make your own keeps, man. Like, if you can't get a normal keep, you just put up 4 outposts there. You get sprinkled emplacements. You fortify all of them. Almost the same stone invested, but the DPS is actually better.
So what you're saying is we should have had Japanese versus Mongols. Outpost rush the center.
Yes, definitely.
I tell you what, this would actually be a pretty funny map for that. I am hoping that, you know, if any of them are worried about hyper late game, trade might come into the picture, so they want to double check the trade post spawns. New maps, we are like working through some teething issues. We had a tournament game the other day where I think poor Kiliadi didn't realize he didn't have a trade post behind his base. But I think the thing you got to keep an eye out for here, that's going to be really annoying for VortiX if it happens, is sometimes a player can get the tree lines spawned together. So they basically get a safety net. If Japan gets that, they're going to be very hard to raid.
Man, this reminds me of a game at the moment where I played versus French with Japan. Mm-hmm. And if you get enough Onabgeishas out early, like this is a very nice thing as well. French, they're not too quick when it comes to getting their melee armor upgrade. But with Japan, you're very quick to getting your +2 feudal age, +1 melee damage upgrade. On Geisha, actually, like, if they surround a knight, that guy dies really quickly.
That's fair. By the way, reminder, earlier on we were hyping up Voldemar. We slightly got his score wrong. We were hyping up the 1-0 lead. He has scored 0 points there. So not a great start for the kid. Me and Micah, good start. Not able to overcome the beast in the end. Anatand reverses it, turns it to his favor. Dumu currently leading against Sass. I think that for many people kind of to be expected. Playstyle wise, I think. Would you say it's fair to say Sass and Dumu play? I want to say for similar timings, but then Dumu is a lot more experienced around those kind of mid-late game timings.
I'm not so sure about that.
Okay.
If they like, I get that sometimes it might seem like they play for similar timings, but I think Sass is much more aggressive overall.
Yeah, Knight Civ focus usually, right? Like Bruce French is what I think of with him, but we'll pause those thoughts and we'll focus on what's ahead. Game number 1 here in the League Classic free group stage between Beasty and VortiX. Beasty surprising me a little bit with the Japanese, but Crackety was on it like a car bonnet. Meanwhile, VortiX, something a bit more regular here for Carmel. We have got the Jean pick.
And Beasty moving out immediately to those 3 deer that spawn nearby with that farmhouse. Definitely makes a little sense here. So is already getting some good food economy here.
Into Tawada as well, so you could even think about hopping to the berries afterwards. Also, this sets him up nicely to walk out to like the secondary gold. It's a nice layering. I think this is someone I've really loved about Japan. It reminds me of what was the map we had? Transhumance was a really cool map to see that, where people would build farmhouses near the shorelines for the fishing boats to go and drop off. There's like loads of cool little microscopic details that I think make farmhouses very, very interesting in AoE4.
Yeah. I'm wondering if BC's gonna go for survival techniques still in Dark Age. If he's gonna go like all the way with the gold, but doesn't look like he's gonna go for it. It's a lot of income that you get additionally when it comes to food. But looking at his food count, like, it's already looking so good.
It's like 3 deer. Usually survival techniques is a no-brainer on 7 deer stack. Maybe 3 is just not palatable for him.
Yeah, like the first one's already depleted.
Yeah, you probably get 1.5 deer maximum if you rushed it. And also the sacrifice would be the Tawada timing, which feels bad when you're walking out the gold. And he has got quite a lot of people out on the gold.
There's also a good amount of sheep here for both players on this map. So even though BC, like, it looks like he has a lot, I think it's relatively even between the two of them.
I don't know why we need to give them sheep on this map. I think 58 deer is good enough. And 4 boar. And
yeah,
5 berries per player.
This map has a lot of food. A lot of food.
Yeah, you know, if this map was a country, it definitely wouldn't be like, you know, an impoverished area. This would be who eats the best in the world. This would be America. This map is America.
The best or the most? But yeah, definitely agree.
No, the most, definitely the most. So Kura coming in's no surprise. There was a time where people actually liked Shinobi against Jean because you could just kill her straight away. But
yeah,
I think people have gotten better at reading that play. It was felt super cheesy. I still remember the early days of watching.
Yeah, that and Jean got movement speed buffs in her range form now as well. So range Jean can run away.
Exactly, and like melee Jean, you're probably never going melee Jean against Japanese anyway, because if they FC, you just get melted by Mat Samurai, and if they don't, I feel like you can't really get in to fight against Japan, because you talked about Geisha early in the draft. We don't really see that. I feel like when we see Japan play feudal, it's archer horseman.
Wait, what's that? Is BC already putting an outpost next to his gold? Or is that a farmhouse?
Oh, that is going to be an outpost. And a tiny wall. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I just realized the American comparison of this map is perfect because, like, was there a rush for gold in the Midlands? Or was it to the west? Because in this, you rush to the Midlands.
Yeah, large gold in the middle. Everything else is small. It's tiny. Except on the far outer edges, there's still, like, some, like, one normal... Wait, actually, never mind. These are small as well. I thought there was, like, one normal gold, but...
Oh, wait. It was the California gold rush. Okay, it doesn't work then.
Ah. Too bad.
I mean, they maybe just move the gold to the left. There's technically gold in the west here.
Is
Sacred
there
sites.
enough space between the farmhouse and the Kura storehouse for there to be farms?
I think there is. Yeah.
Yeah, I think yeah,
perfectly.
there is.
Oh, the second farmhouse has griefed him though. This is going to block the corner spawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This feels
Overall, it's
like
pretty good.
a Spanish Archon base. Oh, look at that. Early Jean pull, but BC already has the outpost up, but VortiX might still be incentivized to put up his own outpost.
I think you can just go all the way around the back. The tree line's really tiny. So,
The
like,
issue,
you go
though,
to the
is
left.
that- yeah, the issue, though, is that Beasty already has the stone passively to get arrow slits in.
I think there's a slot you can just slap it down that your opponent won't be able to see you. It's just, you're going to be seen doing this. Like, it's very obvious. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm here to rush your base. Oh, sorry, let me... Hello, I'm here to rush your base.
I think instead of going for the gold, he might just need to deny the berries instead. Berries and woodline. Make it awkward there for his opponent.
Just like, it's awkward for that villager staring at their duty they can't fulfill. So nicely done by VortiX holding with the scout. And he has got PS on the way. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It,
And BC's going full greed. BC's going full greed straight up to Castle Age now.
if you outpost at the trade post, that can reach the gold, maybe.
No.
It may no. Oh no, it'd be just shy, wouldn't it? Okay, so we'll just come around. I guess you've just blocked the second
would
gold
deny
in the
wood.
berries.
Yeah, he would deny wood, berries there. Or maybe you also... Yeah, okay, he's going for the second gold. Makes a little sense. 1,600 gold, you cannot really get too many Mounted Samurai with that. And VortiX, he already has access to knights. So he's going to be able to contest against just a few Mounted Samurai.
Yeah. Does VortiX? I don't know if you play this like. It's weird. I've been seeing recently you can actually just play like old school Royal Institute spam, which is weird because like months ago that felt terrible for French John to do because of the deflective armor. I think maybe Pro Scouts was the differing factor though, because you just have so much more meat to throw on the fire.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so as well. This outpost's going to achieve a lot here, I feel like. Then again, Beastie's walls kind of already indirectly protect that other gold in the corner.
Oh, that's nice. I don't
If
think we're
he's
going to
able
see
to
him
get
wall
the
the way
little bit of
over.
map control for that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to need a lot of map control to get to that point. I think it's possible. Like, these walls kind of block the walk around, and it's going to mean that VortiX, he's going to have to split up his troops if he wants to deny both sides at the same time. Oh, we're going to see some Jean
I think
arrow
just,
fire here.
you maybe just open Onimusha here?
Oh, this is going to hurt. That's going to be at least one villager down.
Yeah, one down. Wait, he's actually gonna go for the garrison. Yeah. so the genius plan felt a little bit awkward in the end. We'll be able to scare him away, but obviously this is really annoying now to wrap around. Like this is usually where we see people build the outposts next to the forge, closer to the base, so you can garrison straight away.
But if you do that, then you always run the risk of an outpost from your opponent reaching your gold.
Yeah.
VortiX, by the way, he hasn't gathered up any stone to get an emplacement on his own outpost there.
Could it just be a bait? Like the assumption is you'll probably lose that outpost pretty quickly to a few Mat Samurai, and your opponent is gonna have to rush for it. Like it's a weird one in that you will sacrifice something on scaling. Maybe the idea is if he just has enough knights, he doesn't need an emplacement because when the army comes out to resecure the gold, he'll just win it. But yeah, it does feel a little bit weird considering just how high value the outpost is. And nicely
Another
done.
villager kill.
Which is somehow equal to them being on the same village account.
Yeah, there might have been some idle time there.
I think did VortiX because he had a second scout super early. I wonder he might have actually built 2 scout under
No,
from
he
the
didn't.
TC. Okay,
He didn't.
yeah, so it's just skipped production slightly, and the goodies are on the way home. Is it going to be a long pull? VortiX is going to spread out. He'll go all the places. You don't tend to just snatch from the enemy side anymore. It takes way too long, as our observer will present. If you zoom in on one of those scouts walking, they take a really, really, really long time.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's a good change. I think it's a really good change what they did there. Just the time investment now. Beasty is going for Onimusha on top of Mounted Samurai. This I like because now he's got like the meat to survive an all-in. from VortiX underneath the TC while also having the tools to push out.
Yeah, it's also the thought process here is you essentially mirror what Jean does in these matchups of melee. You have snipers to finish units off. So very annoying, because normally what you can do in this matchup, when you're playing Jean or French, you can just turn it into a micro battle. You just pull away injured knights and you win. This could be big though. Well, oh, not going to be used. Beasty decides to walk a little bit further. Onamu shot. Oh, that was just about get away. Jean should be dead to this unless he can scramble a bit. Yeah, okay, so well played VortiX. Able to scare Beasty away. Now, he did lose the Shinto, which is problematic. The health bars aren't looking good. That's 2 almost dead units against Jean.
Yeah. Hunted Samurai goes all the way around. Didn't kill a villager, though. Somehow VortiX knows that in time. And look at that knight already prepped.
I mean, he knows. He's got the outpost. There's only one place Beasty can go. With this comp, he needs gold. Both of those units require it.
Exactly. And the knight, he's going back a little bit. Wait, what?
Why is he going back a little bit?
Maybe he didn't see the... VortiX?
Why is he going back even further? What?
There we go.
What's going on? Okay,
and
there we go.
now the knight arrives, but that's also when Beasty's army is here.
So there's the problem.
What? How did that guy die instantly?
Because villagers counter knights now. Yeah, he didn't have any health on it. Like that was a bit weird the way it was played though.
Yeah, but now that means that Beasty is gonna have gold access. Now suddenly this
I believe. Are we back? We are back. Apologies for that, folks. Turns out the cow spilt milk all over the server, but we are back into the action. VortiX, he's mobilizing that north side gold. He's prepping for a tech behind this. It's a little bit scary now, though. Beasty is prepping a lot of Onimusha. Love that switch by VortiX. Cues up the ponies.
He managed to get the gold access, as we just saw before the small disconnect. And now he's got a couple of mounted samurai, but most importantly, the Onimusha there as well. Yeah, he's going for VortiX's side now.
The interesting part is, like, normally you don't have to keep this cavalry. You can just switch to crossbows over time, but I don't know if that's really the case on Carmel. Carmel forces you to play very wide, very fast.
Oh my god, so many villagers going down. The mounted samurai. Absolutely pummeling the villagers there.
He's not done yet. VortiX needs to be careful about that gold in the corner. He needs it, though. Like, his gold income isn't looking great right now.
The scouts are distracting a little bit here. VortiX has enough gold at the very least to get veterancy in on those knights. That might buy him enough time.
Even invest in Bloomery, so it definitely burns the gold a little bit here. Tech out complete. Beasty now has the space to try and play for relics, though.
Yeah.
And he's going to delay pro scouts.
Is he?
He's got 2 and 1 more scout queued. Has he got pro scouts? It's smart against French.
Can we check that on the farmhouse?
No, wait. So why has he got 3 scouts? Maybe just to counter the enemy scouts? Yeah, that too. I think it's good to count the enemy scouts as well, though, which would hurt VortiX a lot. Look at his food income. Oh my.
Yeah, it's kind of weird for VortiX. Okay, there we go. It's going up again. I think probably just pulled villagers from food for the age up. And now this is a pretty big army.
No Kaburia either, so very difficult to actually keep the Onimusha safe.
One more step. Horsemen, they're going to be able to catch up.
He has got second wave arriving. The horsemen do dive through just before the closing comes in. However, are they really getting enough damage done here? Wall's going to be there. VortiX can't hang around anymore. John is going to get a decent amount of XP out of this, and there is enough Nightfall still to scare Beasty back, but what's scaring me more is the Onimusha number. It is crawling up. I think he did just... Did he get the Kaburia? No, that's just the buff.
He did get Kaburia, but it already got activated. It's on cooldown now.
That's unfortunate. Usually you want this at the tail end when you have to disengage, so cooldown for 15 seconds. VortiX, however, has to cool off. Sure, why not? It's like, the shooter's like, what do you mean I'm not worth killing? Oh, they're coming back, aren't they?
Gold now has been exhausted. Beasty is on the food. He's gotten 1 relic in so far, and VortiX still actively pro-scouting. Is that a forge just in his base in order to get the Yoroshiron side? I think it is.
Possibly. It would make sense on this map. This is probably the best map for Geoshiring. And yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Good
there
call.
it is.
So he's got 2 in there so far. Like, at what point do we just delete a production building and get more gold? Because I think the issue for Beasty right now is obviously the relics haven't really been that successful. It's only 1 in the base so far.
Yeah.
VortiX surprisingly reluctant to approach. I guess he doesn't want to play forward until Bloodlines is in.
Hmm.
I am
Still
looking.
some small raids coming in from BC, but VortiX doesn't have any villagers in the corner at the moment.
So you know how we're like, oh yeah, this is a bad matchup because Jean and French have crossbows. Japanese don't. Joke's on you, Crackety, because Jean's riders are pointless against Onimusha.
Are they pointless though? Because they don't take bonus damage and their high armor means that the Onimusha tickle.
They don't do bonus damage though.
Yeah, they don't do bonus damage, but they're still a very nice meat shield.
They are indeed. They do feel a bit robbed of that. I don't know. I think they deserve being able to kill Onimusha quicker.
I think Onimusha are trash enough as it is, KP. I'll be honest. I
No,
don't think you need to make them even worse.
Why are Japanese building ranged units? What is this? That's not the identity, Crackety. More swords.
And now we're getting some of the strongest horsemen in Castle Age as well with Royal Bloodlines.
Mm-hmm.
How much HP is on them horsemen? Show us.
My little pony.
Yeah, 209 plus 54. That's a good amount.
That is 1
Plus
HP.
54. That's more than 2 times Boyer's Fortitude.
That's 1 HP less than a Camel Lancer. Oh, big clash.
We got 20 on Onimusha here, and they can't one-shot.
That's not true. They just one-shot.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
The problem is, if he turns around with these shots, there's so many horsemen. Oh my
God.
It's not worth
Oh
it.
my God. 6
so not worth
Onimusha
it.
just go down. Oh my God, yes. Oh, that's so crazy. That is actually crazy. They're just all going down.
VortiX has the
They're so
perfect timing
tanky.
here. This is insane. He patiently played this out. I mean, this is the Spanish stallion of 2025. The man that you warned about. The difference between this guy and a year ago. He wouldn't have been chilled about it. He wouldn't have waited back in that base like he did for
And
bloodlines,
he's
for
on
the
gold
bulk.
now as well.
He would have sent it too early. But this was perfectly timed. The gold you mentioned has indeed been found. Quadra outpost defense strategy of Beasty. But
And the
what
body
the hell
drop.
is that Seek shelter? He's pinned.
Oh no. More knights coming in as well.
The horseman.
And all the Onimusha are gone. And the horsemen just go back there. Oh, that's crazy. That has to be GG. There's no way out. BC's got no more army remaining. VortiX, he's everywhere inside of his base. And BC cannot get rid of him now.
Let me poise you a poem here. What is a Jean? That's the poem.
Who
Like
is
she
a
just
Jean?
didn't matter.
Why is it Jean?
Yeah, why does she exist? She does like literally VortiX could have played this game without her, if we're being totally honest. He did get the early
When
village
is
kills, it helped, but the decisive moments here, Jean was just
Small
a cheerleader.
counter raid. Small counter raid with the mounted samurai on the gold now. Oh, that's
When you
already too
say
nice there.
small counter raid,
It's the minimum amount to constitute a raid, which is 1 unit.
the only way it could be smaller is if it was a scout. All hands on deck in the base. Villagers need to run for it again. I don't know what Beasty's way out of this is. Game 2?
They're... Yeah. Go next. Because at this point in time, the Onimusha can't even run anywhere as well. They're surrounded. 8 military units. BC. I mean, the barracks are cheap, but now that the farms are completely idled out, no way out. GG comes in. VortiX gonna be able to win game number 1.
A succulent timing out the Spaniard there. That mass horseman, he understood perfectly when it was go time. And really want to praise it second time for that game. That patience from VortiX is the difference from a year ago. I think it said, well, I can't remember who said it. They said his timing out in Age of Mythology seems to have served him well, because when he returned and then also started screaming Beasty, he seemed to learn restriction a little. He became a little bit less feral, and I think that was to the betterment of VortiX. This guy may actually be playing the best AoE4 he's ever played.
Yeah, I agree. Like, this game was, I want to say, it was a little bit like a work of art. And the map in this situation was VortiX's canvas. Like, having a map with less gold and being able to constrict it like that, like, VortiX had to, like, really feel at home here.
And he's going to feel at home in the next game as well, because you see what's coming up. There's going to be more French, and he literally just played French with a worse economy. So we'll have to see if Sushi does a little bit better there. But yeah, this is the time we talked about, and you could just feel it. The Kaburia, he genuinely baited for Kaburia to run out. That's the movement speed to get away.
That is such a clean engagement on this horseman. You can really feel they've made the horseman a lot more snappy.
Yeah.
With the animation now, and in combination with the royal bloodlines, horsemen, which usually feel kind of trash when it comes to their HP, they feel so strong in this situation.
Yeah, the knights really were the side story in this game. The ponies, the horsemen are actually what carried through. In Japan, we talked about being an interesting pick this matchup. Beasty has some curious ideas. In theory, like the Onimusha is the answer, but as you see, like if you go horsemen, what does Japan do? They're then going to build what, horsemen that can do slightly more damage but have substantially less health. It's not ever going to feel that great.
100 on a Bugeisha.
You really are pushing this narrative. Like, I thought I pushed this narrative hard when Sons of Sen came out. You're actually like hitting my peak of Bugeisha obsession. It's like Crackety. We just got to get you a real life wife, okay? Like instead of wanting all the owners in game.
All right, they are female. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Like, well, owner is meant to mean. I think it's meant to mean married woman, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Well,
oh no, sorry,
I
it means
got no
women.
chance,
It means women.
dude.
It means women.
Okay.
Someone told me there was like a correlation between it and married women as well. But yeah, owner literally means woman.
Damn.
We're an educational stream.
The more you know with KP and Crackety.
I mean, like, apparently I teach them what a girl is, and I just look across in chat, and someone's like, we should kill the pigeon. Oh, thanks. Anyway, like, last time I guess I come to teach this class.
Oh, God.
But yeah, interesting matchup here. French versus Sushi. It's not quite the Chinese-French matchup, which I think is a really exciting one. Actually, one of the favorites of me to see played in Feudal Age. My feelings on that is mainly because Sushi tends to just skip on Feudal a lot more than China does in this matchup, I feel like. A good reason.
I think in like Boomy seasons, French and JD are really strong against China. At the moment, Zhuji and China, they're in a very similar boat playstyle-wise when it comes to French and JD. Like, they actually like massing knights at the moment, lancers, just based on their really good economy. Let's see what is going to be the game plan here for these two players as we're jumping into a game number 2 between VortiX and Beasty. Beasty with Zhuji's Legacy in his signature color yellow, up against VortiX in the color blue, playing as the French.
And we are getting aggro.
What? This is illegal. This is illegal.
It's a Ford Gold.
No?
It's actually...
No. Altune? Altune says it all the time. It is illegal to make spearmen with French.
Yeah, but Baltoon plays...
And he's built a village outside the TC range.
But Baltoon also builds... he plays team games, rather. So, you know, I think he's thinking team French build orders. This is all the rage, baby. Pokey sticks, they never expect it.
This could not have... This could not have... Wait, Beasty. Where's his gold?
This
Where's
is a
Beasty's
dream
gold?
spawn.
What did he buy to not have gold at this moment in time? Why does he have so little gold?
I think he was just delayed moving out for it because he like built the village out.
No, he went for the early Imperial Official.
I mean, yeah, you're Shushi.
No, wait. Yeah.
Wait,
yeah. I'm confusing myself.
Beasty,
here.
you've got Beasty, Crackety, you've got Imperial Academy brain, my friend.
I've not played Zhuji in a long time. Suddenly, I don't even know their unique mechanics anymore.
You're like, whoa,
that's crazy.
You tax your people straight away. I mean, that's
yes.
pretty impressive. So VortiX,
it's never my fault. It's always other people's fault.
And they must pay.
In
literally.
this case, it's the civilization's fault.
Okay, so Beasty got what he needed, but hear me out. Now, this is anti-pro scouts.
Where is he? He's gonna have to put the meditation guard inside of his own base now.
Well, that taste of sadness. He does at least get the 25 gold, yeah. I think, looking at his spawns, there wasn't many better spots per se. Like, he could have got a little bit more wood, but he would have had to have walked out the base. I just don't think it's worth it.
I think in the back it's the large berry spot. But
It's
yeah.
so not worth it that far out, though. Like, it
Yeah.
used to feed... I feel like players have experienced the realization that, like, that food stack is a bait, especially if you're
Always
playing pro
depends
scouts.
on how many villagers you send out.
Yeah. I think, like, if you want to go pro scouts, the food really isn't that relevant on Medigarden.
Yeah.
Okay, so VortiX is going to eventually take that unbridled aggression and come back and push deer, right?
Surely. Right?
Maybe.
I mean, now Beasty has no way of getting to Pro Scout.
Especially if he keeps spending wood to repair. The
Getting
masterful
the
strat.
archer range in, one Juganu is going to be able to push all these spearmen away.
But like he'll only be able to push them because he moves like an old man. So once he's seen spears, should just be able to walk off. No deer shove. I'm a little bit surprised.
It might be coming in as soon as the spear have to move back.
I mean, surely the best thing for Beasty to do right now is lame the deer, just to get rid of that play. There we go. Chew to arrive though, so VortiX skipping off into the fog, and Beasty all of a sudden has an archer range he doesn't want.
Yeah, definitely a delay here. Then again, VortiX also a little bit delayed. School of Cavalry only just now coming in. 6 villagers hammering away at that one.
I wonder if he could have done... Would it have been better to have done like a Rax and 2 Palace Guard? Probably not. No, that's... Nah. Like, against Knights, it doesn't have any real purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, look at this. VortiX is going to push Beastie's deer all the way across. Nah, he's just laming them.
He's helping out, man.
Yeah.
Now Beastie won't have to kill the deer.
No, because here's what you do. You're like, Beastie, like, he's made way too much money from his subathon. He must have a really good PC. He must play on maximum graphics. So if we shove the deer into the stealth forest, you can't see them.
You can't see them.
Yeah. I do find that comical. Like, playing low graphic settings means you can see deer in like, stealth forest. Playing higher settings is, like, very hard to see.
And now a barracks as well? Okay. I mean, makes sense.
Yeah.
There's probably going to be knights when you're up against French.
Yeah, this is like the organic play. It's always forced. China, Shushi, either way. If you want to play Pro Scouts, you need Knights. If you don't want to play Pro Scouts, you need, like, to get into Spearmen because the Knights, you're always going to need...
And he's still getting his own Pro Scouts in now.
Yeah.
Which is going to be coming in very quick, courtesy of just having Imperial officials.
VortiX, the difference there is he's going to have a better scale point on the Scouts to try and yoink the goodies. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes the closest deer stack from Beastie first.
He should. Like, it's forward as well. It's behind the wood line. It's the easiest one to take.
Speaking of the wood lines, Beastie is feeling very exposed here. We've got very early walls, actually, from the Serb.
And when you have the slower military, always necessary. Well, he's actually going for his own deer. Looks like it.
Okay. Like, maybe he splits it. Usually we've been seeing when people have full map control, they just divide between all the deer stacks. It just feels a lot more efficient. Like, you definitely want 1 or 2 people grabbing the closest because of how slow it is to get them home now.
Yeah.
Well, this is very peaceful after what just happened at the beginning of the game, but...
We had a little bit of a clash here in Dark Age, and now we're all just chilling. We're grabbing our deer,
And this...
bringing it home, getting some good old venison in.
Yeah, this is what happens when both players go Pro Scouts. I'm glad they nerfed it. This is now rare, actually.
I mean, they're not even contesting each other. I say that. Of course, now they do.
He's got the Zugzog boys, so the Chug should be able to actually scare VortiX away from engaging. And
Yeah.
Beastie now has access to the safe deer, which I know it doesn't look like a safe deer, but for him, this is technically his safe deer.
Yeah, Vortex gonna have to drop that deer. Beastie's gonna be able to bring that one home, and I mean, that's the explosive growth now into the scouts. BC immediately having 5, close to 6 scouts now in a little bit. Thanks to the supervision there.
Wheelbarrow as well now coming in from VortiX. I don't think there's any like ball shenanigans to be had here on delay. They are very close to the border of the map. It's like in theory with Shushi playing into infantry, they won't chip there, but Beastie's going all the way. It's not about the deer, it's about being full ham. He's got spears, Chug, and the horsemen.
I'm not a big fan of the horsemen. BC hasn't been scaling too many Juganus here in the end. Like, Vortex already has a barracks in theory, and I mean, we are going to get to a triple composition. I'm not even sure if you need a triple composition if you're VortiX. Like, French are perfectly content, I feel like, with just staying on Knight's Archer.
If you see a lot of horsemen, you might be a bit paranoid to do it. But yeah, just scaling knights is a lot better because eventually this will move to Castle Age. And that'll give you mobility advantage. Just a little bit of poke there. Looks like Beasty's trying to sneak for some goodies on the other side of the map.
It's a lot of scouts moving over, that's for sure. First archer now came out for VortiX, but we do have the first couple of horsemen in for Beasty already. He's got a good amount of resource behind this. Beasty, I mean, this could just be like feigned military aggression now into transition to Castle Age. Look at how much gold he's already got.
Yeah, and you must already feel good if you see your opponent building archers anyway. Which I think is about to get confirmation of. They are coming out to try and defend. Scouts are forced to drop the goodies for the time being. Knights, we will be able to kind of peel off a few of these spears. And yeah, there's the archer reveal we're talking about. So VortiX, all of a sudden you start to feel like there's a type of game where you wish you just bulked knights only. And Beasty is going to try to skip to the next stage.
Yeah. Able to kill most of the spearmen that were forward, though. Beasty, most of his spearmen, they're still inside of a space, so now he's going to be able to pick off those Jugunu.
VortiX should be capable of taking the third deer stack because of what Beasty's doing here. So, like, there's a trade-off. He'll get his age up, but macroeconomics not great for him here. Like, it's a very big lead in terms of deer for VortiX.
All right on the gold. Is that a horseman? Nope, was a spearman. Got killed by the villagers.
Yeah, he was, once upon a time, he had a horse. And he got relegated.
That's a lot of spearmen out at the moment from BC, though. And, I mean, he still has deer coming in now. And a good amount of gold. So, Lancer play with this many spearmen still going to be dangerous for VortiX.
Yeah, and that's like the scary thing as to why you really just want to be knights.
No.
What knights? I didn't see any knights. Did you see knights?
Wasn't looking for a second and immediately got skewered.
VortiX, well, when you see this many spears, you're probably going to be tempted to build more archers. But you know what's coming. It's not just lances. It's the brutal timing that Shushi get into relics as well.
Poor Prathing there, lose another knight. And now the relic play as well with the Shaolin monks. It's going to be very tricky. Veterancy already in on the spearmen. That's a lot more HP now on them. So archers are going to take at least like 3-4 more shots to kill him.
Yeah, he done this for the deer. I don't think you like necessarily care about rushing this veterancy on spearmen if you can just camp in your base. Does actually get denied, so well played by VortiX, but is this all in? We just praised him for his patience, but the way he's prepping reminds me of old VortiX right now.
It doesn't look like he's planning to go to the next age anytime soon, but he's getting to a good amount of archers. He's able to keep them alive against the spearmen.
They aren't here. This is the problem right now. He's kind of overextended. Lancers now are going to be able to start sweeping through these. The spears take like, what, 3 to 4 volleys to kill one.
Yeah, if he's able to at least one-shot them, would be a lot more decent. He does have a good amount of knights still. So he's going to be able to take engagements up against the knights. Just needs to deal with the spearmen first. Beasty is going to be on limited food. The thing is, Beasty is not going to be able to move out to anything like a boar or even outer berry bushes here. If VortiX able to get more map control in.
Stealth forest, please.
So there is a timing, like 5 minutes in to the future now, where Beasty's going to run out of food, and VortiX just stays feudal age and pumps through. But I'm not sure if he's going to pump through. He's starting to build up a little bit of a bank here, mostly just investing into archers.
That's interesting from Beasty. I think he overvalued the stealth forest there because he had vision and VortiX didn't. Yeah, like
he's losing everything.
He didn't realize just how many spears died there. Like, what happened there is Beasty, there was a point where it was actually a great engagement because he had vision with the scouts and VortiX was lacking. But he started to ripple out of the stealth forest too early. He wasn't holding the spearmen inside and just using the lancers to leverage an advantage. So in the end,
the micro on the archers there was great.
Exactly.
Like, that was absolutely insane. Out of his mind, the micro there.
And VortiX, I mean, this is... Maybe it is worth being old school VortiX. Yeah, we talked about his patience, but the idea of that temperament, if you are always tempered like that and you're not too aggro... people know. So like this is the whole importance of VortiX's evolution of player. It's not that he's abandoned the never-ending bloodshed boy. It's that it doesn't have to be that every game. When you play against him, you can never feel comfortable.
He's getting onto the
you
food.
know. Forces him off the remaining deer. And now the tree line as well.
He's stealing the deer! There's no more food left.
He's just
Beasty
dragging
has
them away.
to run, but he's got no military. That's checkmate.
I mean, that has to be. He's got 4 Shaolin monks. They can try the hardest, but I don't think it's going to be good enough against mass knights. Villagers now going to only work on the tree line. Beasty is being picked to the bone. Good luck getting those deer back.
Damn, that's crazy. And now VortiX, if he wants to, he can go Castle Age. Not that he needs to, but if he wants to. Wait, why are there randomly 2 deer packs there? Okay. These are gotta be picked up later, I guess.
I think maybe was that from Beasty early and he dropped them for a reason and forgot? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Okay.
either.
So let's figure this out. What can I eat? Like what eats wood? What will consume wood and I
Knights
can build?
Templar. They eat wood.
Oh right. Just a shame VortiX got them in the draft. I think. Actually, no. Beasty did. Didn't
Beasty
he?
has them. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, like in game 3, Beasty can eat wood. That's fine. I mean, where are you going to build farms here that feel safe? I guess you can build more walls. That's the positive.
Yeah, I don't think walls are going to help you that much at the moment.
Hey, not with that.
He's now going into mass crossbows.
I
I think maybe if he went for mass crossbows immediately, just play it a little bit slower.
You feel bad
That's the
doing that,
issue
though.
with- The issue is that knights against knights as well. Like, if you get to a point where you have even crossbows to the archer count, the crossbows actually, like, easily beat archers. Like, Castle Age crossbows destroy Feudal Age archers.
Yes. The problem here for Beasty is, I think it's the Shaolin Monastery. Whenever you build Shaolin Monastery, you want to play out. You feel urgently that it is necessary that you go into knights to get on the field. And I think that forced him into this uncomfortable position. Crossbows revealed, so VortiX is aware. He's going to back off until the veteran sees her in.
Spearman getting picked off again.
Smash
Spearman are
not
gone.
leave those deer alone. Have they not suffered enough?
Veterancy in on the knights. Still takes a little bit longer on the archers, but once that comes in, you're going to start being able to do damage again.
Just sneaking a few knights around the back here. The best thing you can do is check that corner berries for Leia in the left side one. Because obviously Beastie just doesn't have mobility with most of this comp. VortiX, I mean, there's not many relics to play for, so that's not, I think, his next condition here. It does feel weird that VortiX doesn't have more villagers, no? What happened?
Yes, like there must have been idle time, considering as well, like, yeah, I mean,
A lot of idle time at that. He should be...
a lot of idle time.
about
He should
8
be like
villages?
4 or 5 village, yeah, at least, at bare minimum.
Because he also has 1 additional worker kill. And it's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's weird.
Just imagine if he had like efficient economy, the
Does he
difference.
prioritize? Yeah, I guess he prioritized unit creation over villager creation.
It's crazy. Almost like he's now checking the back food at the perfect time. Knock at the door again. That was never repaired, by the way. That guy injured. We do have Nesta Beast now coming for Beastie, and he does have enough spears and crossbows to justify it.
At this point in time, it's gonna start actually being quite hard for VortiX to end the game with just these units. Knight? Okay, never mind. There are also knights from BC there.
He
but
gets 2 kills.
more villagers.
Wait, he got more than 2. He got 4.
He got 4. He got 4.
Wow. Okay, beautifully done by VortiX. Okay, now this starts to look more like a French villager lead at 17 minutes, organically.
Yeah, still though, Beastie's gotten 3 relics in. Might
And-
even be
oh, the
more. Yeah, I think
counter-raids.
Beastie's actually getting all 5 Oh,
Oh
my
my-
god, this is hurt. Oh no.
I mean,
Invisible Horseman?
That's all villagers dead, even with Wheelbarrow, no? That's going to be hard to get away from that. So yeah, that forces VortiX's hand. But there's an Nesta Beast. There's also a relic. He's looking to hold him hostage. With the body of iron. I think he activated it. And there's a staggered Willow. He has to
He
walk
did.
away. He's taking the military lead. And VortiX.
Yes.
How is Beastie not dead?
That's crazy. Villager's dead even now.
Guess going bald in game and in real life was a buff. Good lord.
He's still out on the resource in the corner. But thanks to the wall and the positioning, VortiX just doesn't have the means to approach that at the moment.
Yeah, and Royal Institute put him on an all-in collision course. He doesn't have that fallback plan that you get with Guildhall. He really wasn't expecting it.
Bloodlines yet?
Yes. Pretty sure he ticked it in. Like, click on one of the knights, so I'm pretty sure I saw it earlier.
Another wall coming in.
If we click on a knight, we can confirm Royal Bloodlines. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, he's got it. That's very high value knights then.
Still, these walls buying enough time for the reinforcements to arrive. He has stuck the archers on the east side, but good luck getting through a wall. He's just bringing the relics with him.
It makes it impossible for the knights to get like a good surround kill.
Mm-hmm. We'll get a rewall just in the nick of time. I mean, this is starting to taste of sadness a bit. Does VortiX maybe go 2TC?
Either 2TC or he gets a keep up now?
Yeah.
No, it's 2TC.
Yeah, I think a keep drop is too ambitious because there's Nesta Bees, 4 of them, so he'll play the macro
and
again.
now we're going Song Dynasty for Beasty as well, so he can start doing cheap farms.
Oh, this turned from looking like a stomp into a crazy
Looking
game
like a
all of a sudden. Not a stomp as a series, though. Limey.
Yeah, that not. Was he able to get... Oh my god, he's getting the Imperial Official there.
Sir, this is
just
not
a
Wolf.
Single knight.
Hey, he's like, hey, just wanted to let you
This
know.
is a Wendy's.
I'm an honorable knight. I will send this one armed man to murder all these unarmed peasants. And where's the army?
Speaking of unarmed, where's
Oh my
god,
God.
he did finish the wall and the Nest of Bees are all gonna go down.
He didn't realize.
These aren't Clock Tower, Nest of Bees. Oh my god, no way.
Villagers.
Okay, he's not able to kill the last one though, right?
No, he can kill the villagers though.
And he might lose all of the knights.
He'll
How
get
can
out.
he get out?
There's no
the
rewall.
villagers are going for the wall.
He's rushing.
The scout is blocking.
He will get away. And that is now a 10+ eco lead for VortiX. Bit greedy towards the end. Probably would have been worth to just get out a bit quicker. It does make his escape. There is a little bit of raid coming in, but the problem is I don't think Beasty scouted the second TC. So from his POV, it's annoying to lose these troopers, but VortiX has now lost a lot of tempo with the knight casualties.
Yeah. Man. It's a crazy back and forth now.
Beautiful temperament, though. The harassment on the east side, the fact he only sent one knight back to the villages, and the fact that he didn't actually attack too quickly allowed for that 3-point value. The tree line, the bees, and the berries. And now just look at the state of things. Knight in the corner is going to do it again. But it's still VortiX
very
maintaining.
good raids from Beasty. VortiX should now also get relatively close to keep. So suddenly those knights are going to start being really cheap for him. He just can't let this game get to Imperial Age. Once he gets to Imperial Age, the Royal Bloodlines doesn't matter anymore.
It does become tricky, especially considering this is a 5-relic Shushi game.
Yes.
Knock, knock. We're back.
Who's there?
It is just your milkman. I'm here to deliver your milk. Please open the door and ignore the swords.
Knight. Knight who? Knight to meet you. Yeah, I had to do that one myself because he didn't play the part.
I know. Well, like, when you can do voices, why would you play the part? Oh, that is a die hit.
That did good amount of damage.
That was a cheap shot. Then again, as I'm sure you're also aware, Crackety, Nesta Bees are always cheap shots.
They are. Granted, I think they're a lot more balanced at the moment ever since they removed some of the projectiles from them. Moved them to Imperial Age. I think they're much more reasonable now.
It's still a groin punch in a boxing match. You know, like that's my feeling. Like, ready, steady. Are we gonna? He's tempting him. VortiX is playing a very dangerous game.
Yes.
Oh my, is he gonna?
Those archers, but then again, like it's just crossbows, but it's a big amount of crossbows.
Did he just
Beasty actually
delete the
doesn't-
wall? Or was that a cancel
I
on the
think
gate?
the wall was burning. No,
Okay.
the wall was burning for a while. Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
the gate was burning.
Knock, knock. We're doing it again. Just kidding. There's no knock, knock here. They don't have a door.
I think Beasty's actually moving towards an Imperial Age now.
Is that feels early.
I mean, he's got the army to sustain it, like to be safe with it.
His farm transition is nowhere near complete though.
It's starting to look good. 30% bonus income from those granaries. Plus the
VortiX
additional
actually
20% from the food upgrades.
VortiX is going to be a mile ahead on imp timing, I think. Oh, another wall. Okay,
There's no guild hall
you send in like 2 or
Yeah,
3
he's-
knights, and okay, more
or a couple more. Or maybe not.
crap will get off the pot. Okay, we're leaving.
Yeah, he's been stretching Beasty quite thin. Like, Beasty's army has been moving non-stop throughout this game. Left, right, left, right, left, right.
It's almost like they're in an army.
Almost.
Farm count also starting to look
He's-
really good. VortiX, ooh.
Looking like some very British farm clusters there.
Yeah, we just need a red palace at the back to protect.
Yeah, he's actually moving towards it now. I thought that with the keep he might just like fully invest in it, but no, he actually just bought the food.
Okay, so central or the red palace? No, he actually
No,
built it on the
actually
secondary
protect
TC.
the base.
Yeah, a little bit surprised there, but
The middle sacred side is so good for it though.
just north of here.
Yeah.
That spot. You could even go for the east one as well. It's another sacred site plus gold. Like, there are good options here.
Another wall.
Okay, Beasty.
The onion's manifesting, dude. I mean, you need the stone walls, right? Else you're always gonna have to move around.
Has he been
So
practicing with
100%
Louis?
medicine.
Yeah, this is...
Nah, this is a reasonable crash out right there.
It's true. Oh, there's the backstab we've been waiting on. We can still be waiting on it. Sometime this Blood Moon, maybe. And the farm's just still not there for Beasty.
Yeah, I mean, he had to really reinvest hard into his military. Well, not really had to, but looks like he wanted to. Issue is that this military cannot push into a French base with Red Palace in placement.
No. And also just the TC emplacements. Good enough to keep back small raid groups. Elite tech for the archers, though, and a cannon already on the way. So congrats, you've just built stone walls. I'll go ahead and remove those as well.
Congrats,
And-
you have invested a lot of resource into Nest of Beasts. It would be a shame if something happened to them, like a royal cannon shot to the face.
You mean we do still have anti-siege? Oh, wow. Yeah.
For certain civs.
I do think cannons are the best, bombard type unit in the game. They're just so good. Movement speed, instant deploy into shot, reasonable attack speed. You know, slightly less range than the Culverin, but I think with the extra movement speed, it very rarely matters against them.
I think Culverin attack speed is just so crazy. Like, if you get to a big mass of Culverins, like,
Yeah.
nothing can really beat
But, like,
them.
in
Get,
small
like,
numbers-
5, 6, 7 Culverins.
Yeah, like in small numbers, though, I favor cannons because
Yeah, 100%.
the movement speed, right? Like Culverins, I agree, they're great if you can just stand still, but very rare in an even game you're able to do that.
Yeah.
So Beastie is feeling
Really
ambitious.
large numbers of archers.
Yeah, I think what happened here is Beastie was expecting the red palace on the gold, so he thought he'd be able to raid the base. It's a good thing he actually got distracted there because he would have been in for a rude awakening if he'd approached.
I think there might be a situation here where VortiX might prioritize the range upgrade on the archers over incendiary upgrade arrows. Just to be able to deal more easily with the Nest of Beasts, spread out more comfortably.
That's fair. And then also just archers gradually counter the entire army.
Yeah.
Elite tech is on the way for the knights now. Archer's not really in a position to attack. It looks like Beasty is sending it. I mean, he has to do some damage. He's got to be feeling it now.
100 military units, got a lot of Nest of Bees. He is starting to get close to population cap, so he might be able to think about Castle Imperial Age at some point now.
He's got the gold in the
raids
corner.
as well.
Yeah, like in an ideal world, you stop off Yuan. I think the Imperial time is just too important here. SB shots, nice hit with the cannon. Does move in. Spear's going to chase. Be hiding in the choke points, but if the Nestabes get close enough, this makes it easier for them to turn a fight. VortiX all too aware though. He's to back up. We've got double cannon.
Double TCs, so double red palace and placement arrows coming in. Sacrifice some villagers.
Oh, like 4. Not too many. Oh, that actually maybe hurts a little bit more. It's just idling out the gold, but we'll have the night reaction coming in. And it's a full retreat. So Beasty, this was now a case of space to try and create a tech advantage, but I think he may have just given VortiX the opening to attack with this.
Looks like I don't really have a lot of university upgrades in yet.
He has no front line. Like, technically, these knights... Okay,
not
so
strong enough.
Beasty.
These small raids every time.
Yeah, dare I say Shushi Library?
And then what? Maybe 1,000 bolts?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, the crossbows are the thing that's keeping him in this right now. It does feel
so
bad
many.
to miss the movement speed, though.
Yeah.
Cannons. They're taking a while to arrive here. Yeah, it's like he's been wasting all this time trying to force Beasty to come back to fight him. He's actually really well played by the Serb. But we do have a problem. Someone has to stand in the way of these Giga Stack Knights. And no one wants to.
B count that's going low. Just 2 remaining.
That's not enough to clear the archers.
Not at all.
So here you go. Sends them in for the trade out. Beasty gonna start shriveling up on the crossbow count in a situation where he still can't afford Imperial. This feels like the break point.
Finish.
And knock knock.
Goodbye,
Breaks
Gabe.
it straight away. He's in again. There's not much of a defense force here for Beasty. Half of it being spearmen, which are countered by the elite archers anyway.
Yeah, bombard shots helping out as well. 1 bombard, 1 kill.
Basically just a giant hand cannon there.
No, he's not going to go for the crossbows. Now he is.
He's like, oh wait, yeah, I took my glasses off for a second. I need to get close enough to see you. He just wants to make sure the Nest of Bees can't bully him.
Yeah. Once they're out of the picture, nothing in his way. And now the crossbows. Like every single volley is going to kill 3 crossbows now.
The only thing that could save you here is a horseman switch, but I don't know how you'd afford that right now.
Yeah, and then you're never going to be able to go up to Imperial Age.
Yeah, and you still then get countered by mass knights, which we can see VortiX is prioritizing again. A tricky game, man. I mean, Beasty, I'm surprised he was able to survive this long, but VortiX just reminding you why he's a master of attack here.
Like, kudos there. Beasty played this incredible to be able to, like, almost come back in this one.
We mentioned that whole kind of balance point. VortiX, we thought he was being too aggressive. He proved that he could take the tempered play, that he could take the macro approach when necessary, especially against a defensive master. And this is what it reaps for the Spaniard in the Elite Classic group stage. Possibly heading towards a 3-0 over the reigning champ in EGC tournaments.
Yeah, looks like VortiX is going to get really, really close to that match point now. Just still doing a good job there. We don't have incendiaries in yet.
No. Cannons can potentially stand here to try and kill the pass guard, but I think VortiX just doesn't want to overextend. Villagers are now being pulled, so great read to pull back like this.
Ooh.
They are going to go in for the kill, but it's going to cost
they're
them.
going to kill a couple of bombards. 1, maybe 2.
I think he can get all 3, but he's going to lose all those villagers, and the TC is barely alive at this stage.
Is he going to get the last one as well?
No.
I don't think he's going to get the last one.
So it's going to survive. The TC is going to crumble. He's got relics on the ground.
Keep in the middle. I think the keep in the middle went up.
Yes, he did get it up, and it forces VortiX away, but he has got the gold vein on the other side.
He's got to get his own keep up. Oh, man. Yeah, and BC has no gold. Actually, he's got a ton of gold in the back.
In the corner, yeah. It's been sitting there for like one of them is basically a pretend granary. I don't see the way now. I mean,
yeah. Now with this keep going up, like all these villagers are going to go idle for quite a while. Might have to re-rally them over to wood, but Beasty's food is about to get shut down. VortiX moving in on that. New units now getting picked off. So reinforcements not having any straight paths.
The Palace Guard will buy him a little bit of time. VortiX, realistically, now should just be getting Incendiary. He's got almost 2k gold in reserve. I think he's just forgotten about it a little. Understandable. He's pretty focused on the micro of these dives.
Villagers from Beasty actually just moved out to the next gold as well. VortiX doesn't have...
There's already a castle
there's already
there.
a keep there.
Please, no. Please. Beasty, he doesn't realize. He's distracted.
Yeah.
And there we go. He goes to the castle and the ships come out as well. VortiX like, I'm not done with you. I mean, he'll just build a cannon and come here anyway. This castle now just doesn't achieve anything. He calls the GG. VortiX now leading by 2 against the reigning champ.
Man, such a back and forth game though. Like Beasty holding that, absolutely insane.
Yeah, it felt like he was playing a low percentile situation, but honestly, like, there was a moment where I'd say he clawed back to, 15, 20, 25. There's still the question mark over getting out that corner that was always looming. And like I said, against old gen VortiX, it probably would have actually bit him in the butt, just aggroing the way he did. But great read to turn it into a scaling game when necessary. Shows you just why the Spanish Beast is on another level at the moment. Now, Beastie...
Honestly, I feel like if Beasty, after VortiX reached Imperial, just only went for like little raids with a couple of units and went up to Imp himself, like 5 relics, that's still a ton of passive gold income. Honestly, I think like if you get like Cloud of Terror bombards in, they absolutely shred the bombards from your opponent. Like your opponent's actually going to have to micro bombards to stay apart, like stay spread.
And then you eventually get the extra
definitely
range.
still had a leg in that game, which is crazy considering the start of the game.
I think he didn't realize it was 2 TC until he dove.
Yeah, that's potentially very true, yeah.
Because like he's all in here.
A couple of raids in between.
Exactly. Like this all in here makes sense if you think your opponent has desperation rushed into Imperial with 1 TC. Because if you think about the trades earlier, VortiX done some damage, but like he was losing Night Mass, he only had archers left over. He looks like he's in the crapper, and you know he's gone Royal Institute, so it's not like he guild holded his way up. He's economically weak if it's 1 TC. But VortiX just done a phenomenal job of smuggling that detail, it seems.
Yeah.
And that is an
Next
interesting matchup for Sacred Grove.
Is it? I mean, how many sacred sites do we have? We got like 2 sacred sites there, right? Actually, is it 3? No, we got a total of 3 sacred sites.
Yeah, I believe, I'm trying to remember off the top of my brain now. Yes, triple, yeah, because like people don't often play for it, but you've got 1 in each lane, so it can make it a little bit annoying to rotate onto. I do think there's a very interesting build for Byzantines here that Louis has been executing really well at the moment, which is Limitane into Longbow Horseman. So you do the 1-1-1. You can actually just out-aggro Delhi with that build.
Interesting. Yeah, having longbows in general just is very handy when you have a chance to snipe out scholars.
Yeah, and it's also just, it's a decent unit to trade into Ghazi. You stay very far away from them. It's also, you just have the horseman to then mirror Ghazi. And also, if your opponent goes too hard on archers, as he should against Limitane, you just get trades for free with the LB. So that's what kind of makes it a little bit better than javelins. At least you can go 1 foot with 1-1-1. Because like doing javelin horseman understandably feels quite weird. Great game. Great execution by VortiX. The thing with Sacred Grove, it's not that you can't reach the late game, it's just obviously the exposed nature of all your forward resources tends to favor raiding civs, which is why we've seen things like French, Yon, Chinese, Shuxi. Delhi actually has very, very rarely been picked on that map since it was created. You know,
it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, Delhi is a really strong civilization, so maybe Beasty feels a little bit pressed to pick it now after being down 2 points in the set.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got baited because obviously in game they were like other side. Yeah, okay, so I think like Delhi, like I said, if you don't do the longbow build, I'd favor Delhi here. VortiX loves doing the double villager on assistant opening, so he's less about aggression and more about eco scaling early on with the Civ.
That's interesting. I mean, Byzantines in general, they got a lot of avenues to go for here. Something that they really have to take care, though, is to not move out too early, because longbows, in general, like your mercenary units, if you lose them, it takes you a while to remass them.
Yeah, and that's why most people do not go for the Eastern contract, by the way, is like, it's so much easier to keep your limited mercenary premium unit alive when it's the ranged part of your composition, right? I feel bad for Keshik contract sometimes. Like, it's very obvious why it never gets picked. But sadly, very difficult to solve unless you decide to give Byzantines feudal healing, which sounds insane.
Yeah, that would be... Let's not give him too many things, right?
I think
let's maybe take some things from other civs first.
I think genuinely...
from Delhi.
Yeah. You just want every civ to be archer, spearman, horseman, don't you?
I mean, I think elephant is fine if they just, let's say they cost half, and they also have half the stats that they currently have.
Yeah, like they're a fat knight, you know, sort of. It's kind of like a gilded knight type thing. I like that idea. The interesting thing, by the way, this matchup like used to be Delhi dominance through feudal with mass archers, and tower victory would beat javelins. So I think like most Byzantine players still think javelin's the way because your opponent doesn't do TOV anymore. So you don't get Gatling gun down by units you're meant to counter.
Yeah.
Ooh, wait.
See, what if...
Is this... VortiX... Okay, so like... We're getting English for Enlightened Horizon from him if it goes deep enough, right? Because that has to be Mongols for Frisian.
Does it? I mean, yeah. Frisian... I don't know. Like, VortiX prior picked Lancaster, and I'm not sure if that was a prior pick just to ban it from his opponent, or if he's actually got a plan on when he wants to pick Lancaster.
I mean, there is a dynamic of reactionary here, right? Like, if I pick something like that, you need to make sure you've got an appropriate counter in mind, and maybe that was to force him to go towards Delhi. Like, do you really need to force someone to go towards Delhi right now, though?
The thing is, you want to get a civ that like has access to spearmen for Enlightened Horizon.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing House of Lancaster maybe on Enlightened Horizon.
I think you
could be an idea.
You can House of Lancaster, and then I think you go like I actually think Abbey of Kings is really good here because Enlightened Horizon your opponent's close, and then also the extra gold you get from the Wolf Dens can be put towards Lords of Lancaster, and Lords of Lancaster are kind of stupidly tanky for what they are.
Yeah,
when you get them.
They are. Yeah.
We'll see if we get there though.
All right.
It's time. Hopping in, Sacred Grove has arrived. It's going to be Beasty on the Delhi, VortiX with the Byzantines on a 3-lane map.
All right, let's see what the game plan is going to be. Already see, as you mentioned, VortiX with that double villager pull over on that stone mine.
Yeah, and this is going to allow him to
already out.
Scale really fast. He usually does this as well. He doesn't drop the cistern on the stone if he has to choose. Understandably, mathematically makes sense. Like, you're probably going to have more people on gold early. And also, I mean, you could argue here that you'd want the cistern in place on the left because the berries, but by the time you're moving there with 2 on stone, you'll have enough for level 2 cistern.
And just being able to scale into these cisterns, it's not just great in Feudal Age, but once you transition into Castle Age, having that Golden Horn Tower immediately with Cistern level 5 means that it's just going to be producing an absolute ton of these mercenaries every couple minutes.
That's the key, right? Is that you've sacrificed on the initial Merc timing. It will be later than the old Byzantine builds before the changes to Cisterns. But by rushing level 5 Cistern, usually you get your second group of jabs or longbows out at about 8-minute 10, which on average is better than the old Biz build.
Yeah.
So they were buffed. I'm never going to stop. Every time I talk about it, it's like, so it was a buff. Yeah. I really think it was.
A little bit of a buff, yeah.
I think
you don't think Byzantines deserve that buff? Is that it, KP?
I mean, you know, I'm sitting here with 4 resources and they get 5. Why do they get 5, Crackety? Why?
Because they shave their legs and then they gotta apply olive oil.
Like, why do they get olive oil though? Like, what? They get to cook their delicious food with olive oil? What am I cooking with? Air?
It's the Mediterranean cuisine, dude. Yeah?
I got
fries
like,
in chat?
every single meal this week for me has been Ninja Fryer. I can't pretend I'm Italian, put on like an accent, maybe be Super Mario for the day, Mamma Mia, make myself a piece of the pizza with a drizzle of olive oil. No, because I don't want to pick Byzantines every game. And they get water.
All right, KP, you've decided for me. I'm gonna get a kebab later today.
Please, gyro. It's a gyro.
No.
It's not. I mean, well, actually, you're German. It is a kebab. Yeah.
That's gonna be. Yeah.
That's where I draw the line.
You take that back.
Nationality, as a German, that is the final straw. We have warred over less.
That's the okay. Yeah, fighting for the kebab. That's the kind of German. Oh my god.
Historically, you fought with them more recently. But anyway,
right.
We do have the second cistern. Third one is just around the corner. I mean, you see why this is so desirable. I think some players don't rate double on stone over one because the thought process is an eco percentage increase at this point is kind of shrug. You only have 17 villages.
It's already the third one. It's coming in quite quickly.
I am personally disappointed that Moist Esports no longer exists because I feel like now would have been the perfect time to pick up an Age of Empires 4 Byzantine spammer. Wait, no, I just realized. Dumu should make this his name. Team Liquid?
How's that?
Like, Liquid?
Yeah,
Team?
true.
Theme them?
That's fair. Is there any other civilization that has water interaction?
Byzantine.
Not really.
They have gulps as well. They have all the water. Like, why is water so rationed in this game?
KP, I don't think it's water that they're gulping.
Is it Zeus juice?
It might be a god juice, just probably not Zeus.
I mean,
What's his face
historically,
again?
Zeus gave a lot of
Dionysus?
juice. Are you going for Dionysus?
Yeah.
They wouldn't be able to like ride straight if that was the case.
I mean, they don't.
I mean, they do. They
Have you
ride
seen the
literally
passing
straight.
in this game?
Oh, that does sound like Dionysus. Everyone on the map gets drunk. Oh, so we have got the Limitane
Barracks
opening, by the
coming
way.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. Spears against Ghazi, and I mean, you want to open up with Limitna anyways, right? Like, come on, what else is there in life for Byzantines? Other than a good old spearman with a shield?
Hippodrome, Horseman, and then I'm better than Ghazi for 30 seconds.
That sounds like a Fey build.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like, you ever thought about it? It's a little bit like playing Mario and picking up, like, the hammer or the star. Like, dun, 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 dun. But the problem is, your opponent's a human, so he's smart enough to run away. Like, imagine you're playing that Mario level, and you can't actually catch any of, like, the Goombas or anything. And then they turn on you at the end. That's why no one builds Hippodrome.
True. That's the reason.
You've tried good old Pro Scouts Hippodrome before, haven't you, Crackety?
No.
No?
Not Pro Scouts. I didn't play Byzantine Syrian Pro Scout meta.
No, it was before.
What did I do?
Remember, like,
Where
we
was I
talked
during
about
the
it?
Pro Scout meta?
Was I drunk? Every single day I had to butcher my liver just to get by.
Wait, is that all? Oh my god, he's already got enough for Cistern level 5. That's
yeah.
a thing.
Look at the time of the game. Look at the time.
6 minutes, yeah. 6 minutes 30.
He could have
Enough
pumped he could have pumped javelins and longbows, by the way. He waited. He actually intentionally waited here. What did he see that convinced him javelins is better?
Not sure. I mean, I guess just being able to maybe
Wait,
run away from the Ghazi.
I just kind of realized the systems are comical here because you've got nowhere safe to place the fifth one.
Yeah,
he's got enough
I
stone.
guess maybe you got to go for an aggressive cistern placement forward. Maybe up onto the deer, but there's a couple of Ghazi Raiders there at the moment. He's going to have to push him away first, but we're about to get that ding, ding, ding. That's number 1.
He's going to dive in on the villages. Uh-oh. That's -1. Beasty, nicely done so far. Archer's already been prepped behind this, so javelins will counter that nicely. Second Jav group, I mean, even without level 5 system, this has to be, what, 8, 10, I think, that he gets it out?
Having the Spearman prepped at the bottom sacred side, that's pretty nice.
Even the scout in the center. Even the wolf joined in on the party, so well played. He's going to at least be one sacred site to the north side. Scout has to pull off the center, so double sacred cap is good. Second jabs are going to pump out in probably about 3-4 seconds, I think, at the spacing.
Yeah, it should be coming out relatively soon.
I don't think he's connected the final aqueduct. Did he?
I think he did. Should have.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
It was just there we go. And there's the next group.
Now coming in as well. Yep.
I mean, this honestly, this build kind of makes you feel like you're playing against Shushi or Chinese because of the blacksmith timing now. Like, just hover on Steeled Arrow. Did he switch? He did. Like, zoom.
Coming in pretty quickly. 20 seconds for blacksmith upgrades. Yeah, that's pretty decent. I take that.
This is why it's important to hydrate your blacksmiths.
Also, just the production speed on the barracks now as well. Like, you don't
Look at
even
the
really
Limitani
need
count.
additional barracks.
Yeah, like look at the count. It's 13 already.
Fierce damage came in as well. So suddenly, 3 volleys and the Ghazi raider goes down.
Imagine you had a building that would increase your economy, it would increase your production rate, it would increase your research rate, and it would make it harder for your buildings to die. Would you like those buildings?
Oh, I wouldn't mind.
Well, you can't. We're not
If
allowed
you're
to drink.
offering.
We're not Greeks. We're not allowed to.
Damn. Oh my god, the woodline from VortiX actually looks perfect for a little, like, in the woodline wall.
Wait, what?
That's something, yeah, like, you just, you put the
Oh,
lumber camp
yeah,
right
I
to the
see what you mean
woodline
now.
and you
Yeah,
wall
yeah,
it
yeah.
in. Dude,
Yeah,
I
that's true.
love doing that with Knights Templar. Because you don't have the issue with
because you
with the
literally
lumber
build it as
camp
close
looking.
as possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Beasty win condition in mind here. 2 sacred sites and castles usually the thought process. I don't know if you really want to scale for the big fight now. Your opponent has 12 javelins and 18 Limitani already.
Yeah, but to be fair, he's got already like 10 scholars. You can just put him out there and heal. Out heal. Healing's good. You like heal.
Didn't realize we were a dog, but yeah, 130 HP does make it hard. I think 16 jabs is the kill point. Nicely played. Double Ghazi kill.
16 is it 130 HP?
And you do 8 base.
I think you might need more than 16.
Oh yeah, I think it's 20. Yeah.
It's a lot. And he might be a little bit out of position here, actually. This could be scary. Yeah, Beasty's going for it. He's getting the scholars out.
I actually think it's 17 jabs. Literally 1 shy. That's a scam.
Yeah.
Doesn't even care about them. He's like, that's way too tanky. I'm gonna kill that guy. You can't heal the dead. That's blasphemy.
So he needs 2 volleys there now to kill 1 scholars. Is able to pick up 1 there, though. That's something.
Keep in mind, Beasty, if he doesn't have these sacred sites, he's not economically ahead. It is a 25% increase.
There are still
on the
so
village
many
count.
sheep. There's still so many sheep for VortiX. That's crazy.
I mean, we learnt this. This is Greek. He loves sheep. He's got a lot of them. It makes sense. And already Olive Grove's coming in. Like, I don't know, like his banner did. Remember, he's like the wolf protecting all the sheep. Although they definitely done that banner wrong. His
I don't
wolf,
think
which
he
was
was
meant to
doing
be him.
livestock as well.
Yeah, but like no, he wasn't doing livestock. He had it in the banner, so it counts.
Ah,
But I always said
makes
the thing
sense.
that was missing from that banner was his wolf should have had a cigarette in its mouth.
I wouldn't have minded the little stray there from the theme and just having a straight up tractor in there. In
Oh
the
no,
banner.
that should have been the El Renado banner for him. You almost just want the stereotypical Greek that you use in like marketing agency moves to show why you should buy real estate in Greece. Just with a smile on his face, on the tractor. Oh, we miss Mister. Now, these two are definitely entertaining. VortiX will get the outposts. Oh, Beasty. I mean, this is awkward, right? Like in some ways, you kind of feel handcuffed on your mobility with the deli. He hasn't got the freedom to just dart between sacred sites like we normally see.
You realize, though, VortiX is gonna try and go up to Castle Age now. He notices this because VortiX just pulled back his military, right? So something's definitely going on. And there's only one real thing that could be going on. There could be a transition to Castle Age. So he's moving out. He's trying to get the sacred sites in. And VortiX, on his side. He's going to go for the H-up now. Golden Horn Tower with Cistern level 3. That's going to be pretty decent.
He's going to know it. Golden Horn Tower does get revealed on the front side. Really don't want this going up, especially with the level 5 Cistern. Pump rate's going to be crazy.
Ooh, he doesn't have enough resources, though, to get any veterancy upgrades whatsoever after it gets up. Now he's pulling the gold villagers to get it up as well. So there is a time, but Beasty is just going to go for the age up of his own.
The problem is his archers aren't here. He pulled them back, so it's just the Ghazi, so he just wants a raid target. And the berries on the left side would make a lot of sense. The problem is VortiX keeps posturing left side intentionally. So not really a feasible target for the full army.
Yeah. Age up now comes through.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, he's sending it. So he sends back just enough to guard against Ghazi. I think he wants to pull the army towards Beasty's base. This is ballsy. I mean, that doesn't look like enough Limitane. That
it might not be. Actually,
if he can kite with the villagers,
you want to take.
VortiX, where are we going?
Akratoy could be huge here as it scales with age.
He hasn't activated it. The spearmen, though, in the choke points are going to get a good fight. But the weird part is VortiX so focused on this, the army barely moved up in the center of the map. So Beasty, it's just all upside.
Villagers. Yeah. VortiX just lost a lot of villagers.
I'm flummoxed. Like, look at where VortiX's army is in the middle of the map. He didn't continue on the trajectory in. I think the missing gold made him hesitant about that move.
Yeah, maybe so. Veterancy is coming in now, though. Doesn't quite have veterancy in yet on the javelins, but that's also right around the corner.
Now, Crackety, you'd think this is GG, but I just want you to take the number of villages VortiX has and add on like 24%.
Yeah, 24%. And on top of that, he's also got the Golden Horn Tower, which is in itself worth like 12 villagers.
Yeah, so like he's not out of this right now. We can talk about the free tech all we want, but you need an existing army and you need a little bit of time. And VortiX knows that. He's looking to not give the time. Dives in. We'll start to claim a few villages. He goes straight after the moss to try and slow down the tech up. This is actually very smart.
Yeah. BC is getting 3 relics in behind this.
Oh my god, he already has veterancy on the archers. It wasn't quick enough.
That's kind of crazy, man. These upgrades come in so darn quickly for Delhi nowadays.
This build,
Plus 2 Pierce armor is about to come in for VortiX though as well.
He's getting the blacksmith as well.
Oh, that's great.
And yeah, that's the ranged armor. There's a second blacksmith, so he can prior that and switch over if he wants to. I think he's building a backup one now. Back wall low is not going to work. Still 3 more relics on the way home. He's going after the production. First of the elephants out.
This might be we do have camels in a little bit.
It's good if he can get that stables because it is pumping 2 additional elephants right now.
I think it's going to go down.
Torch. Yeah, just in time. Elephant
maybe
is gonna be denied.
Oh, that's so close. But he's already
he did
up
have a
to 2.
second stables. Yeah, he had another one behind this. I don't think VortiX realized it. And this is
similar army count, but some of it is in scholars. But we got elephants. Army value is high for Beasty.
Maybe deceptively. Scholars count towards that, don't they? So
they do. VortiX might want to wait for the camels. I see an opening.
Says the hell of it. Goes on in. The War Elephants are going to be prior healed, though. Most guards are already dead. They are starting to leak around with the javelins, but not really doing enough damage. Warlords are now going to come out. He's trying to force VortiX away. He's going to look to leave. On a delay. But it doesn't matter. He does get the snipes. However, this is buying a lot of time for the War Elephants.
Oh my god. And the mass healing there. Yeah, the War Elephants, they just don't die.
That's the problem.
Do not die. The AoE!
It's ridiculous. He's ran into it. I mean, camels do get bonus against them, but they don't debuff is the problem.
Matter. The elephants just completely shredded the spearmen.
You can have elephant. You can have healing. It's when you put them together that this happens every time.
Oh man, this is crazy. Now he can just heal him back up again. It's insane.
Crackety, I want you to like close your eyes as if you're falling asleep and you're having a really nice dream.
I can't fall asleep with this.
And just do it. Just do it. You're doing it right now? You feel like comfortable? It's really nice?
My eyes are closed. No.
There you go. That's in your nightmare every time. It's just elephants out of nowhere. Like this is I feel as if this haunts people after they experience on the ladder. After they hear the war cry of a handful of elephants, it sticks with you.
Oh my god. Villagers getting picked off here now.
I mean, this is usually the one way people. He's not Imperial yet. Calm down. Like, this is the counter to war elephants. Technically, is they can't stop you raiding because you just run away. But there are obvious limitations to that working.
Actually, KP, mahouts makes elephants pretty fast, you know.
Whoa! So you're seeing that because of the mahouts, the elephants are in cahoots with Nike?
Sure. I mean, these are some big hooves, but.
What do you mean you don't serve in my size? That's discriminatory. I will actually kill an elephant finally.
Wow.
And then die to the other 4.
Yeah, he's gonna have to run here. Like, the elephants aren't slow. They're just not as fast.
This is like when someone's like, I'm not fat, I'm just big boned. Like, we really, like, it's slow. Come on. It's faster than a siege weapon.
Pro Scouts is slower.
Thank you. I'll remember that. When I want to counter Pro Scouts, I'll just FC Delhi and build war elephants. That'll teach
There
him.
you go. Yeah. And it might actually still work.
I mean, and these guys at least get smart. You'd think they'd be able to pick up the deer as well, you know? Just slump on free. Boar as well. We don't eat the boar. We just don't want you to eat it.
Is this the point in time now where Beasty is just trying to rally as many villagers onto food, get Imperial Age, and, you know, win? We're getting crossbow in now.
Yeah, so the window's closing for Beasty then, and he doesn't have great food. That wall?
I mean, that's a lot of people working on it.
And your experiences in life have been that having more people always is better, right?
Makes everything quicker.
Yep, definitely, like, doesn't get in the way.
You have coders making a program, get 10x programmers on that, it's gonna be done instantly.
Worked so well for Amazon when they were like, we need these games quicker. Let's hire, like, triple the people we have.
Easy.
Because everyone loved that MMO. What was his name? The pirate one.
Oh, yeah. That
New
one.
World. Yep. Oh. And all those cancelled games.
Wait, is it?
Yeah,
Are New World servers still up?
I think it, like, occasionally does okay.
I mean, like, Amazon probably can afford having a couple of servers online.
I mean, AWS literally pays for everything.
Yeah.
Jazz hands.
There's elephants, and there's a lot of them.
Castles as well. Okay, so Beasty, he can start to scale economy behind this. This is not really an army that wants to dive keeps. Alright, the psychopath really wants the war elephant kill. Why do you hate animals so much? It's just abuse. Oh my god.
And the weak one is just gonna pull back.
Congrats. You got baited.
And all the already.
Into death.
All the spearmen are dead already. And that was with shield wall.
He
Yeah, don't
carries in
mind
the
them.
elephant. How does an elephant get in that thing?
Oh my god. Elephants.
How does, like, look at the size of that door and look at the elephant. Do we just, like, grease it up? Do we borrow some Byzantine olive oil to slide it through the door? Explain this to me.
VortiX gonna need 40 crossbows or something ridiculous in order to do any, like, meaningful damage here.
I just like to imagine all the archers are standing behind the elephant pushing really hard.
You know,
Feels like VortiX needs to push hard too.
We need Imperial Age for the French cannons.
Yep, that is the elephant solution.
Yeah. It's the elephant in the room, and that's the solution.
Like, if he's going to build elephants, you just build siege against him, right? And then who's the more toxic player?
Yeah.
We'll build 10 nest of these, 5 royal cannons. Everything will die.
Yeah,
and then you'd be really kiddie about it. You're like, he started it.
Crossbows. There we go.
There we go. Finally, it can die.
It can bleed.
Watch elephants turn into porcupines. Oh, wait, we need to run. We need to run. Oh my god, the tree line. No, the tree line. No, the tree. No, this is not safety. This is not safety.
Oh no. Okay, you killed He killed a good count of elephants.
I lost a lot of crossbows for it. It was not a cheap fight.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't.
Javelins just trying to target fire down what they can, but at this count, the crossbows cannot clear the elephants. Beasty, meanwhile, has got keep drops on the way that will turn into town centers. VortiX has gone for a second town center himself. I hope he's got a lot of olive oil, because we're going to have to basically loop this entire map to slide through to a victory.
Man, elephants are... Yeah, they're a vibe, a real vibe.
Don't worry, because you're like, it's proven historically, Crackety, that grenade beats elephant, so we just need to get to Imperial as Byzantines.
And get grenadiers in? Yes.
With buff damage. And then you build the cannons with the 15% more damage.
Ooh, okay, now you're speaking my language.
And if he goes Tower Elephants, you just build Nested Bees with 15% more damage.
And you get the camel support in, and then your Limiter have like +2 armor as well. Suddenly they don't take any damage from archers anymore.
And for legal reasons, I cannot point out when we tested grenades against elephants.
Really?
NDAs, yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, you just kept complaining. I wanted to find a solution for you. I wanted to make you happy, Crackety.
I didn't think that Saturday was such a big deal, man.
Like, did you not think that deer we served you was a bit overcooked and gamey?
The elephants seem to like it.
Yeah, like grenade hunting equal also cooking.
You're getting me really hungry right now.
Plug in. Apparently, we've got 2 more sets after this.
God damn it.
I have to get that kebab to go. I think we're going to the fort phase here. VortiX looks like it'll be the first to it as well.
Yeah. Beasty, I mean, he's got 23, soon to be 26 scholars. If he gets to Imperial Age, all the upgrades are going to be coming in fairly quickly.
But hear me out. It is time. Check the trade posts. Come on, VortiX. There must be something worth it. Nope, don't talk about those.
Go next. Yeah, let's go to the next one.
We like winning. Okay, yeah, actually, Sapahi.
Yeah.
Like, because late game usually add in a lot of tower elephants. Sapahi could kind of be good.
Yeah.
I'm just
They're
waiting.
a little bit better, but I think you, at that point in time, want to use the olive oil on bombards rather than
A man can dream.
spy.
I'm just
A man can indeed.
I'm just doing what I know my Twitch chat would ask for in the moment. Like,
Keep dreaming.
you've seen it. There's literally a game where there's no way they'd ever go near to the trade posts. And they're like, can we look at the trade posts?
And suddenly it's elephants.
Wow, the 0.001% probability and it happened.
Elephants are great because you can get them from the Golden Horn Tower. There it is, for an engineering company. When in doubt, get out the bombards and cool stuff happens.
I mean, I thought you were going to go, when in doubt, you don't spend that stone on a castle, you spend it on a wall. We literally have VortiX blocking any potential raids here. I don't think Have I ever seen VortiX Stonewall in the last 2 years? I'm not sure.
Honestly, no, not really. I can't remember a single game with VortiX Stonewall before. Yes, never mind, on the pit.
Oh, true.
That map still exists in the game, mind you.
We don't talk about that map though.
Is it
It's a-
truly that bad? Maybe. We'll never find out
Its
because it will never get played again.
Its nickname is something that rhymes with the pit.
Pit?
I mean, to rhyme, like, usually are a different word.
Yeah, but we can't say that word, man.
No, because we're good people. We're like
Yeah,
little angels.
PG-13.
We don't pick Delhi. We don't swear.
Never swore in my entire life. How
Nope.
dare you make that accusation?
Exactly. And who the
This is
do you
a
think you
Christian
are to say that?
Minecraft server.
You
Oh, we're getting
say
to
I
Palace
am-
Assault now.
And if you ever say I am vulgar, I'll rip your head off and use you as a human toilet.
Oh
All
my
right.
god.
Pals of the Sultan on the way. It's time for Dakar elephants.
This game is gonna go the distance.
What part of last game made you think this wouldn't go the distance? What part of the last Delhi game Beasty played made you think this wouldn't go the distance?
Honestly, you're right. My bad.
You know, I appreciate you saying that to me. As a man in a committed, long relationship now with 2 kids, I don't often get told I'm right. Okay,
Fair.
so VortiX, I mean, there's still this raw, awkward issue for Beastie of economical efficiency of Byzantines, especially now with Siege for oil.
And we're getting to the point where, Delhi, they really, really like going for this army composition in Imperial Age, where it's just this big mass of elephants. And then there's just these puny couple of archers that surround them, and the elephants can always retreat past them. It doesn't feel as strong when you get the camel support in. +2 armor on these units, like on all of your units, is pretty massive.
And that keep dropping forward. I love this. Straight down the center. Why play the flanks?
Flanks are secured. He's got the stone walls there.
Exactly. It's not like elephants can beat stone walls.
KP, look at the top right side. The upgrades, they're coming in quickly.
I just try
These
to
are
ignore them.
elite upgrades.
Yeah, I just try to like
That's
not.
1,000 resources each.
Yeah, and like I just like, are they 1,000? Because look, and we're hovering on them, and they have no cost to them.
And he doesn't even have that many scholars garrisoned inside.
Doesn't even have that many when he has 30 scholars. Yeah, no, he hasn't reached 45 yet.
And he just queued 15 scholars? Huh?
I think I need to try and source a teaching sponsor for Beastie. I can already just see him sitting there, and it's just a simple ad of, I like learning. 30 scholars with 15 more, like,
Knowledge.
this guy's a home player, never go home. Flash coming in.
I'm just gonna guess that we got the mangonel upgrade in already at this point in time.
Well, there goes the camel armor support. Who cares? Cannons are going straight for the mangoes. We'll go for the wallows. He tries to hide in the elephant. He's just like lingering underneath the armor. Doesn't work though.
He might break through. Looks like he's gonna break through.
Bye,
Elephant's
elephants.
going down.
It's
The
happening.
French cannons.
They're failing him. Gun beats elephant every time.
I mean, if the gun is the size of the elephant's head, then yes.
Or unless you put the gun on top of the elephant, but he doesn't have enough of those.
Man.
Oy, oy, oy.
The javelin's also just been great against the tower elephants here.
Yeah.
And now flooding in.
And even better, remember,
Economy's
because he's
getting
got
shut
the precision training from the
Yeah.
foreign engineering company, so they just hit like a truck. Villagers being pulled. He just
getting
needs them
pulled.
gone. Body blocks coming in. Oh, look, an elephant. We can fix that. From 2 sides, maybe this should be enough to actually stabilize, but where are the villagers going? What are they doing?
They went for the attack move. They didn't go for the siege. There they go.
Uh-oh.
Now they retarget.
Turns around for the CG shot into the war elephant, so Beastie will get a stay of execution. Not dead yet, but remember, his army is a lie. 27 of it are scholars.
But he's got every single upgrade in now. He still has resource. Look at the gold count that he still has, and there's still a large gold vein behind his wall.
This is a lot of Ghazi.
This is far from over.
No, VortiX. No, not like this. So do you want to know where the biggest buff for Byzantines was? At this point in the game, it's so easy to now drop a forward system and build your production. But he's pumping it from the way across the map. There's no forward Raxes or anything here. It takes him forever to get troops here.
It does. Keep just getting rebuilt.
Is there an
Wait.
elephant in his...
No, there's not.
Was
I don't.
an elf.
I'm not seeing any.
I see some
I've
silver, but like Byzantines like their silver. It's probably just coins.
Yeah. Random coins.
I mean, this proves that Byzantines are evil people, right? That poor thirsty elephant just came to get a drink and was shot for trespassing.
And they hit the water behind the concrete wall.
I'm like, oh great, this will be sturdy foundation. Now the cistern will never fall over. A lot of farms now for Beasty, brother. We do.
I mean, he lost villagers, but he's
Yeah.
still in the lead when it comes to villagers, just thanks to having keeps times TCs.
What has VortiX got technologically? We haven't got elite army tactics. Did he get incinerator? I don't think he got incinerator either.
I don't think he's got it yet. Yeah.
Because, you know, like, going and getting good education is overrated when you're in the oil business, you know? Just inherit the wealth.
Oh, look at the cisterns there. A lot of these farms aren't buffed up by the cisterns.
Wait, what? But they're so cheap now.
And he's got the resource for it. Like, he could drop another cistern there, buff up the farms. There we go. Incendiary is coming in now. I think that's his first university.
It's kind of
So
crazy
he didn't
if
have
he
any
wins
university
this.
upgrades in.
It's also kind of crazy if he wins this without the buff efficiently.
KP.
Uh-huh.
There's another thing that we didn't have until now. There's some economy upgrades that are missing for VortiX.
What? I mean, like, we don't know. You don't care about those, but what Crackly means
not
is the
used to
ego,
playing late
is the
game.
food. The food upgrade. That's the only one you care about when you play Byzantines.
I mean, at this point in time, I'd really love to have the gold one, especially since they reworked the tier 3 gold upgrade.
Oh, what they do, I forget. It's...
You get more gold drop off.
Oh, that's right. It's like the improved
semi-spread out
processing.
built in.
Yeah. We have got elite army tactics on the way. Beasty's army is just still so small. Oh,
It is, but it's
They will
his
teach
base,
the-
and he's got a lot of resources.
and they will teach the world to read. Oh god, the +2 armor's also arrived.
Yeah, that's gonna help a lot here. 2 mangonels, he's got 2 royal cannons, a third one on the way as well.
He doesn't have siege works yet, so it's quite easy to still to snipe him with the royal cannons. He's gonna front with camels. Not ideal.
2 are enough to kill them, to one-shot them.
Yep. He's gonna snipe him
Camels
out.
already gone.
And the elephants don't look like they're holding on very well here. The elite army tactics timing was succinct from VortiX. Got that second wave of pressure in for the dive when he needed it. The elephants all practically cleared here. Barely any holding on. The bombards did just get released though, so this will give him the means to clear up the cannons. This is not the wave that should kill him, but it is a lot of crossbows that need to be answered fast.
The crossbows can't really do too well against the remaining units now. They don't really do any damage up against the elite, like, tower elephant, Sultan's tower elephant. Just so much range armor on those units.
This is definitely a classic example, one of those games where you look at and say, full production. It's something that even the highest level, it's hard to finesse in sometimes. You forget about it, but just think of the difference it would make if that second wave of spin was already there.
Yeah. Definitely needs a lot of them right now. He might actually lose the forward keep now with the bombards that Beasty has. He doesn't feel comfortable pushing out yet, though.
You have to be so careful against royal cannons because they always can get the first hit in the bombard exchange. Is the problem. He does at least have siege works now. This is a bit ambitious from VortiX. Would be nice if he just kind of stand grounds with the camel here. The +2 is a pretty big deal. It might not even be needed. He's plowing through him. The archers struggling to hold on.
Yeah, they're going down. The archers are going down pretty rapidly. Beasty, though, look at his resource bank. Oh, this is crazy. I think there's no real way to kill Beasty now. Honestly, like, Delhi at this point in time.
He's got everything. Oh, sorry. The silk bowstrings coming in next. That's the only thing that's missing.
You just spam trash units and all the important gold-heavy units you pretty much get for free outside of elephants that you can invest into.
I mean, in fairness, you cannot afford to have quite a lot of siege as VortiX because your opponent has so many scholars.
Yeah.
But that's going to change soon now. He's got everything. What is there left to get? Probably some meaningless tech on a building you forget about.
No, I think he's got everything. What's
You
in the
also-
Siege Workshop? Does he have everything from the Siege Workshop? Does he have everything from the Keep?
Sharon
He
projectiles.
went for
Bob?
triple.
Yeah,
He's got everything.
it's all gone. Oh,
Yeah, it's all,
yeah,
all
it's
gone. No, these are just emplacements. Yeah, he's got everything. Yeah,
Well, actually, he probably doesn't have like spear men at arms upgrades. Not that I
He's got
really
so many
think you ever
resources.
want them here.
At this point, he can get all the scholars out, right? Like, he doesn't need
Yeah.
to make more scholars. It's wasted.
Just heal and heal.
Yeah.
Or kill. In this case, hello. He did just break the walls on the west side.
Wall's been broken up. Yep. Wall's behind him as well.
Nice sneak
Oh,
with
this-
the
yeah.
gold villagers. Does pull them away.
I think Beasty's done it.
Yeah. I'm scratching my brain about this with VortiX. I mean, I think it really is a combination of like the systems not buffing everything and the systems not existing for the full production. Just imagine how different this game would look right now. I don't think Beasty would have had the time to start playing flanks like this.
He's now seeing a switch up into Horsemen for VortiX. It's crazy to think that he's been throwing like these 70 pop armies against Beasty, who without the scholars only had like a 30 pop army there for most of the game. And not able to push through.
Bombards are trading out well against the raw cannons right now, and the healing. Oh my god, that health bar's not moving. This should be illegal. Like,
Jesus, man, the crossbows, they can't do damage against them.
even the royal cannons are shooting it right now. Boss down! We've done it! Race the world first! Raid boss down! And now the scholars are gonna get massacred.
And
The
suddenly
horsemen-
Beasty queues up 15 elephants.
But I think the horsemen, they may have actually given him the push he needs here. Because before Libertani was slow to arrive, ponies coming fast, archers wiped, cannons still
We still
alive.
have crossbows.
Still at the crossbows and the cannons for the elephants. That is going to be another 6 more elephants arriving, though. Oh my god.
It's so many.
It's mating season in India right now.
God, what the hell? No, man.
Be
What
free,
is
my
this?
children, be free.
What is this? Absolute state of Delhi right now.
He's still got 3 more in queue. VortiX is like, I maybe should have built more cannons here. Oi, 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 the spearmen are on the way, but once again, just takes so long to arrive due to where the production is.
All the crossbows are gone. They
I
just got shredded by the elephants.
I mean, this is
MGG
just
comes
a pitch deck on nerfing elephants. That is ridiculous.
Oh.
Beasty does it again with the Delhi.
Crazy. KP, I don't have the words. Or rather, I do have the words, but I feel like I can't say them. Or
Do you just want
might
like
get
beeping
demonetized.
noises regularly? Yeah, like so many beeping noises. We think you're actually like attached to a heart monitor, I think is the appropriate way of describing it. It's an experience, the Delhi, the late game Delhi. Every single tech imaginable. I mean, in fairness though, there has got to be an element of could VortiX have won this? You know, had he had the efficiency of the systems, had he had the full production, could he have actually broken him before that type of economy builds up? We never know.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I can't say, because there were so many keeps there as well, right? Like, it's so tough to dive into that with the elephants as well. Oh, man. I feel bad for VortiX after watching that one, I'll have to say, though. And next up, we're going to be seeing actually English versus Knights Templar. So we're seeing the new civilization coming in, Knights Templar. Have we even seen Knights Templar before yet? Even during the qualifiers? I think maybe during the qualifiers.
I think it came up in the qualifiers. I can't remember if Holy Island was in there, but if it would have been, you would have been able to ban it out.
Yeah,
so.
that was a game. Yeah. I remember Myriad versus Voldemar. There was one Knights Templar game there.
It has
with
been
Holy
allowed
Island.
through a decent amount of times in the midweek musters, especially with players like VortiX and whatnot. They didn't prioritize a ban. English is interesting, though. I think VortiX has something cooking with Lancaster. We saw earlier on, was it the CSO versus Beasty series? There was a Lancaster pick on Frisian. So something's been discovered there. Something's definitely getting practiced. But English, this just has to be a good old-fashioned council hall rush, no? We'll find out. It's time to hop in. We head into Enlightened Horizon. And for the first time ever, we're going to be witnessing what the English can do in the hands of VortiX. But we've already seen these type of civs. Dark Age Raxes. And VortiX will indulge.
All right, so we're not going to see any spearmen coming out from the English. Instead, it's going to be men-at-arms. They do produce a bit faster, but they are very, very slow. It's interesting that like VortiX builds it right next to the caravan there with the
Yeah.
villager who is also capturing it
It's
at
smart.
the same time just by being proxy there. Yeah, this is really smart.
Yeah, super efficient. And then obviously the men-at-arms comes out, so you could actually just walk away with the villager now. You don't even have to keep them there. It's super efficient, really smartly played. I've seen a few different iterations. So, for example, the boars, it's a bit RNG, as you can see by the location here, but sometimes the boars spawn closer to where the big 8k golds are. So what I've seen a few players do, or at least tried, is they would pull villagers to the merchant's camp, capture it, and then walk onto the boar. I think that was like super cheesy, not that great. It feels way too exposed, vulnerable, way too expensive, but this definitely a lot smarter.
Yeah. I like the idea of going for men-at-arms because you can kind of like discount the gold cost of them completely thanks to the payoff that you get from the wolves.
Like it's actually just crazy how valuable these wolf dens feel. The gold, even actually for English here, right? Because you can play gold into not just the men-at-arms. It's a thought process of you get the age up off of them, and then you can get a quick timing into steeled arrow because of this.
Beasty is going to move over towards the caravan now from VortiX. VortiX is kind of min-maxing with the scout there. Has to be careful, doesn't want to lose that one. And he'll also need to bring the sheep back.
Okay. The only awkward part I think about men-at-arms versus spears here is running away is not as clean.
Yeah.
As we're seeing. One men-at-arms versus the wolves. Oh, you can't... With this Rax here, I don't think you can really capture it. It doesn't stop you from decapping, but the problem is there's always going to be men-at-arms coming out to ruin it.
Yeah, and the men-at-arm production from English is faster.
And this is awkward. Like, Beasty's just bulking spearmen, but not playing for those key objectives.
Yeah. First wolf's den already been burned.
Damn, I feel like VortiX has cooked something special here.
Yeah, maybe so. Spearman now moving over. Maybe we see another wolf den steal.
It feels too late. He's also, like, in fairness to VortiX, like, even if he doesn't get this, he's got enough gold. He's a little bit heavy on gold, actually. If we check the wolf den, I think it's pretty much done. It's about to cook. Like, eating baby wolves? Oh, maybe not. Oh, no, because he didn't bring the scout back over. Yeah. Oh, I think you just sacked the MAA. Wait. If he dies, he pulls, like, the wolves over instead. There we go. Nicely played.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you kill this man-at-arms, I think the wolves then aggro onto you. I'm not sure. They might just go back. There we go. He'll move back anyway.
Back. Council now coming in as well behind this.
Yeah, I just want you to realize what's so genius about this English pick. What is the one thing you never want to have to build against English? Spears. Like, it just feels terrible to build spears. But this map,
yeah, that's the obvious choice, but as well, something else to take note of here that you don't really want to make against longbows is knights with only 2 armor.
Yep, you do have plastic knights. So you don't want to go Hospitalier because they have less ranged armor. You don't want to go Axemen because they have no ranged armor. Oh,
so what you do is you go for Kingdom of France, but then you mass archers.
Yeah, with the better production speed. But it's like, well, that's a fallacy though.
You still need the knights against the men-at-arms.
Yeah, and it's also like your attack speed, your production speed rather isn't better. It's double archer range at start. So later on, sure, but in the early game, English have full tempo.
Yeah, at least you got a good amount of wood income with Knights Templar.
So maybe you can just go up to the second archer range quickly. This guy's being a pain in the ass. just split the men-at-arms up, right? Oh, you actually stand still. Wait, but that's a scout.
Now it's a scout.
So, like, the players just split up to each corner.
Yeah, you gotta micro that. Now we get the longbows also protecting. So BC can't decap on his own.
This is a big eco difference if you get both merchant camps. That's a 4-villager lead at that stage for VortiX.
It is quite a lot of economy.
And also, considering this is a tempo built by English, I don't think you can play Pilgrims at all. You have to beat them first, because look at where the secret sites are.
Map.
Yeah.
This map is really, really tough to go Pilgrims on. Because
That's why
they
I like
always go in the same direction.
Yeah, I think that's why I like it, is it's a map that forces you to be present, whereas, maps like Dry Arabia, usually the complaint you'll hear about Knights Templar is, like, the first pilgrims are free. Because, like, how do you're 33% gambling on going the right way, and even then you need enough units to kill them. There's the Chevalier. So, I mean, this is going to be, like, a depressing fight. It's not a spearman, but it has the same armor as you.
Yeah, I mean, Beasty's gonna be able to get, like, 3 Chevalier out. But, I mean, yeah, just 3?
Yeah, and no more. Chevalier Cocher is all about scaling. You need a lot of them. You can maybe raid with them. It's not a bad idea, actually. Oh, also, VortiX is ready for Steeled Arrow already.
Is it or is it Confrère?
It's Confrère. Confrère?
Isn't it because Frère is like brother?
Confrère? You like, do you not know how to...
Frère.
Like, you might... Let's... Roll it. Chevalier. Like even the Chevalier. Confrère. Yeah. I'm going to Frenchify
sure.
you, Crackety. Like, did you not know? French is the highest viewed region for AoE4. You must appease them.
I do know. I can speak some French.
Oh, yeah?
I've had French in school.
Is this going to be like the Je m'appelle Crackety? And,
yeah, j'ai une voiture very pretty. The prettiest.
J'habite Germain? I don't actually know how to say Germany in French. Never needed it.
Yeah, it's Allemagne.
Germain? There you go. France usually keeps it simple, with the saying the other countries' names. Anglais?
To be fair, German is also not German in German. It's Deutschland.
Yeah, we're speaking.
Say it angrily.
Yeah, I would. No, you can say it equally. Deutschland? Deutschland? Yeah? Deutschland? See, you just gotta spin it up. You gotta be more like you're from Hanover, I guess, instead of Bavaria.
Yeah, Deutschen speaking.
Das ist gut, ja. Why are we... There's not even German in this. The English is at least appropriate. The French is at least appropriate. There is no German commandery,
If we get to Teutonic Knights. No. If we get to Teutonic Knights, Teutons are German.
Well, they're Prussian. They're not exactly the same.
What do you... Okay.
Like they're literally more Polish than German.
What? No, you're wrong, KP. I'm sorry. That is a fallacy.
This fight feels so wrong. He's beating him with horsemen. God. What the hell happened? Oh my god!
Oh, I mean, the men-at-arms, they just don't do damage against horsemen. No bonus damage coming in there. Crazy good cleanup.
I can't believe that. That was so Gigabrain with the horseman switch. VortiX had no way of knowing. He has to camp here predictably, and all of a sudden, the plan is in shambles.
Oh man, yeah, this is now suddenly this is one of the main weaknesses that English have at the end of the day, right? Like when they lose their mass out forward because they're very immobile, they can't really get away. And now Beasty's got a very solid army mass here, and I gotta say, like, the mass horseman play there worked tremendously well for him.
I mean, he caught us by surprise. We thought this was just a camp and done. The Beasty pulls a magic one out of the bag. There's still a slight eco issue to be concerned about, but this is where the Pilgrims come in big. He has got access.
Yeah. Now the Pilgrims gonna make their way over. On a map like this, you're pretty much always guaranteed, like, not guaranteed because it's such an open map, but if the Pilgrim makes its way through, it's gonna be 130 gold baseline.
Absolutely crazy.
Now, what's VortiX's play from here? He's moving out to the deer, he's gathering more food, he's still making more and more military units. I'm not sure if he's gonna think about, like, trying to deny the Pilgrims again. Beasty at the moment, he's kind of hit a little bit of a slump. He also just moved out onto the deer, but not a lot of army production going on right now. We do see a remass onto the Chevalier now.
I mean, he's got full access to do so. Now, it's an interesting map, actually, to go Heavy Knights. Like, it's not usually seen as a good raid map, but the problem is, what is a campy, easy start of safety, quickly you have to expand out. And when you do, all of a sudden, the raiders feel good. It's also just, we've seen it plenty. Chevalier Confrère feel really nice to, like, scale into the next age. Weirdly enough, like, the way I've described Chevalier Confrere, like, I don't know if you feel about this. It doesn't feel as much like a knight as it does like a premium horseman sometimes.
It feels like a sofa, I want to say, but their charge feels more impactful.
Yeah, I'd give it that. So like it's good raid orientation early on. By the way,
What's really great is the interaction with the Templar Brother as well. Once you get the unique upgrade for the bonus damage on the charge, but it looks like we are gonna get a little charge on the deer right now. Village is getting pulled back.
Outpost was trying to be rushed up, but not quick enough here. Quite the pickle VortiX finds himself in. The tree lines are not going to last long here for what he's doing. Farms, lombo, spears.
Move out onto the middle.
He does have the numbers.
Lombos to one shot. Yeah, that's going to be some good damage here coming in. Formation actually makes Beasty's units here a little bit slow there for a while.
Chevalier, it's going to short bows out. No undermesh. So actually a pretty smart idea there.
Yeah, undermesh only just now coming in. And Beasty actually went to Pilgrim level 2 already. That's a pretty heavy investment. 450 resources.
Yeah, but the pressure isn't in place to stop it right now, so it's paying off currently. Instead, VortiX sends it into the back of the base. And the goodies come on in.
30 gold.
All right.
It's going to be a lot of knights coming in now. Issue is, once VortiX gets to the point where he can start one-shotting these knights with the lombos, they suddenly lose a tremendous amount of value. Granted, though, BC right now he's picking up reinforcements over here. That's also an issue with having the barracks there. Oh, does BC not have enough units inside of his base?
He doesn't realize the villagers right now. He's going to garrison now. Some of the gold could actually get sniped out. So an eco lead starting to be scalped a little here. Lombos maybe slightly overextended. Spearmen are going to have to defend that. But is there a dive coming the other way? I mean, it's so difficult to get inside the English base due to the aura, the hack damage on the TC itself. He's at least cutting reinforcements. Enough spears here to keep the Chevalier.
Distraction right now, having to micro on both sides. BC doesn't really have to micro.
Wait, what are those villagers doing? What?
That's the efficiency. That's the efficiency peak of Knights Templar.
Yep, we've got people working on the tree, and then we've got people supervising them. He's going to find the berry workers as well.
Ooh, this could be big.
Spears not going to be able to defend this. Forcing Chevalier to rack quicker than I think he'd actually have liked to. Lombo's going to trade out against the smaller group of archers on the back. This is enough spearmen.
It's not enough archers.
This is more than enough. Scout goes down, but he's camping him here. This is practically all of Beasty's food income. Against Lombos? Oi, oi, oi. I mean, he does have...
from the looks of it.
That is textiles, right? That must be. They are...
It must be,
weirdly chunky. No,
it's not textiles.
It's just undermesh. Okay. So it does enough, but look at the aftermath. 7 worker kills.
It's a lot of idle time. But VortiX, he's got no more military remaining, right?
He's got a small group.
Issues in his own base.
Yeah, he's got a small group remaining in the base. He did just lose his first villager. These guys are feeling ambitious today.
Wait, oh man.
Wait, okay, this is like classic English if you think about it. You've got an army sitting there, you're like, I can just dive him. Can you? Can you really? You must not have played many English games if you think you can, and BC has, so he knows the risk. It's just not worth it. You already mentioned these knights have less armor than standard French knights.
Yeah. There's just not enough longbows out now. BC's archers, the mass, it's really, really good. And that's just the efficiency of the Knights Templar, right? Like, BC moved those villagers out, immediately able to gather here.
Did Beasty put English at the bottom of his tier list recently?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
I think it's pretty low. Like, I mean, but this is the example of like the new map and the new strategies. Like, you just don't expect this. It just makes what is, in fairness, usually a pretty trash civ look ridiculously oppressive. But
yeah.
Beasty, I think he survived through the hardest part of the game now. His archer count is looking solid. The Chevalier is going to keep VortiX camped in.
And the thing is, he's getting so much passive gold income right now per minute due to just having the map control. The Chevalier, they pretty much only cost food for him at the moment. You can completely discount the gold cost.
And also, VortiX has an issue if he tries to go into castle now, because he won't have gold.
Yeah. Large armies now on both sides. Armies that are also able to dive, thanks to having armored units there. And behind all that, Beasty, he does have both of the caravans. So he's actually economically way ahead.
I think we're looking at a game 5 at this pace. I mean, VortiX probably has one
I
more
didn't
punt at
expect
it.
it.
No,
Yeah.
like this looked done. Beasty had to rustle his way out of what looked like an absolutely undeniable chokehold. Maybe you go Rams here to try and just push the end, but it's obviously going to be less
VortiX
archers
was
if you do
playing
so.
with the idea of Castle Age. He gathered up a lot of gold.
It's usually what a lot of players do. Like we've noticed the trend. Not many games end in Feudal Age. Like you build a lead and then you take Castle for the win.
Beasty is actually going to be the one that probably clicks up first to Castle Age. Once those next
Definitely.
couple of pilgrims reach, like that's going to be 260 gold right there.
An interesting game made us pause our debate on the Teutonic Order and what they are. Who knows? Maybe if this game goes deep enough, we'll see him. So the Germans that then went to the Holy Land, and then they had to settle in Poland, or what was eventually Prussian territory. So
you know you can like be in two places at the same time if you're a nation, not if you're a person, but if you're a nation.
I mean, but they weren't in Germany anymore at the end. They were literally in what would become the Prussian and then eventually Polish territories.
Yeah, you know, things can transition.
I have way too many hours in Europa Universalis to get this geography wrong.
There
Here
it
we
is,
go.
Republic
All
of
this talk
Genoa
about
coming
Germany.
in.
We're going to Italy,
30%.
baby.
Yeah, 30% additional gold income from the pilgrims.
This is crazy. I mean, this is right now so far. Obviously, we're early in the tournament. This feels like the comeback of the tournament so far. It genuinely looked like there was no play out of this.
I'm not sure about
VortiX.
that. Like, ever since that first move out, like that first fight, with just a couple of Chevalier, but the horsemen, they truly just carried it. That's the thing, right? Like, when you only have these men-at-arms and no spearmen, the men-at-arms really don't do enough damage.
I wonder if maybe mixing spearmen in earlier, maybe for VortiX. It's so awkward though because of the archer timing. Like we mentioned at the start, like both these civs are kings of archers in Feudal Age. White Tower now,
coming in
oi,
for VortiX. Yeah, I mean, he needs a defense. Still doesn't feel great.
Army's going to posture, so that'll at least scare Beasty away. But like, we're talking relics now, surely. I wouldn't be surprised if Beasty's already dropping the monastery.
Yeah. I mean, wood income you should definitely have. Upgrades coming in, both the Chevalier and the Archers now. And quickly as well. Now suddenly, good bit more damage, good bit more health as well.
And the Chevalier will be deterred against the dive of the White Tower, but the problem I see in this game, we mentioned it, if it had to go deeper, VortiX just doesn't have gold. He's already on the vein in the corner, and the White Tower doesn't protect that.
It's only the small goals as well.
White Tower rebuilt. So we'll give it the due respect. Let's be real. We all go Genoas for the 169. It's very nice. It is kind of
Very pleasant to
comedial.
the eye.
Yeah, it's also. I feel like it's kind of comedial how many of the commanderies you feel like you actually pick them for the bonus more than the unit. And Chevalier decent, but
Upgrade
it's
coming in.
also the perks of France that make it so good. Genoa the same, and
Yeah.
the
It
Chevalier.
just synergizes really nicely.
I don't think he actually even needs to go in. Like this is a very simple, just sit here and look type feeling. No, like this.
I mean, you still don't want to be too idle, right? Like, you don't want to let your opponent breathe in this situation.
But you just play relics, maybe 2TC if you've got enough big enough lead. Like right now,
Maybe get a couple of, fortresses up.
Yeah. All right,
Get even more
let's-
gold. Like, fortress pays off for itself in like 5 minutes now. Even
Is
less
a-
if you like get the upgrade in on a sacred site.
Yes. I think it's a little bit. It's a weird thing in this game because you don't feel like it's high pro because realistically, Longbow Mass isn't going to raid deep on the other side of the map. They're going to run towards your base. So like, and at the same time, do you really want to try to fortress drop next to the English base? So it's like, I think this is a matchup,
I mean,
a little map
if you
where your
get to
brain's
Imperial
bleed.
Age, getting a nice little trebuchet on a keep up against the English doesn't feel bad.
Yeah,
Deny
like this,
farms in an 18-tile radius.
I mean, yeah, like this guy's definitely wouldn't just stand on the high ground and shoot you in the face. That would just be dishonorable.
What's the play now? VortiX starts adding in some men-at-arms. Armorclad coming in as well.
Oh, it's been a while since I've seen this. I actually kind of, I don't say missed it, but it's refreshing. I didn't think it'd be refreshing.
Armorclad men-at-arms.
Yeah, like, when was the last time you cast this?
That's been a
You
good
have to
while.
think, don't you? Yeah, it's been a long bloody time.
I'll tell you this, it's the last English game that went past Castle Age.
Like, I have to think back to maybe November or October, Louis MT on Rocky River. Somehow just flooding men-at-arms or down all the flanks. That's a long time.
VortiX, he doesn't have the gold right now that he needs in order to get +2 pierce damage in. Or pierce armor for that matter. Armorclad at least offsets that a little bit. I don't think he's ready yet to take a fight, but looks like he's gonna have to.
He's stuck
If
now.
he moves out like this.
There's no running away from this, so it's either win or lose.
I
This
think he
value
just won
that-
the conclusion to the game.
They're already breaking in. The men-at-arms shouldn't really die, but the Lombos look like they're going to get wiped. He's even targeting the crossbows first.
Frontline gets beaten.
You just ignore them. The classic men-at-arms experience. Oh, no.
What man
So-
at arms?
And this is worth it. You're trading out worse archers for better archers, technically. And the follow-up, look at what he's got coming already. It's going to be the Templar brothers.
Brother.
Horsemen, interesting. Like, that's just going to be for the longbow counter because horsemen don't technically charge to attribute damage down the line. At least not from what I've seen. But we do have the first fortress. Okay, so that explains why Beasty skimped a little bit on the production. VortiX does come out in the end with a win on that fight. Wait, this fortress is ambitious. What? VortiX, the fact that he actually
Does he
still
see
won
it?
that is crazy.
No, there's too many brothers. They're way too tanky.
Yeah, but the Lombos can just trade out, no? And the Papa, yeah, he's going to force him to back away. Now,
Doesn't
this
have
is
plus
ridiculous.
pierce damage. Yeah.
275 HP on each of those knights. They don't die.
That's a lot. These are incredibly tanky. And a very good gold sink to have. Since Beasty is getting a lot of gold just passively, it's about to be even more.
Yeah, this gets
He's
worse
about
as well.
to get like 500 gold per minute passively just from the pilgrims.
And this gets so much worse for VortiX now because there's going to be a lot of priority on food and wood. Spear Lombo has to be your go-to. Well, look at his tree line at home. It's
Running
looking...
out. He has to move into the map.
It's looking like we're playing Prairie right now. He's got a baby tree line left. So we'll at least hold on here, but if VortiX can't stake a claim out on the map, soon,
Also getting
I think-
raided.
you just died to knights.
Yeah. And another fortress. Slowly but surely, he's gonna secure the entire, like, waypoint over.
It's always comedy when you watch Knights Templar when they start just building fortresses because the way they suddenly spam them is like, oh, that's right, I have these. Oh, hey, let's just build another one, and let's build another. Oh, and another one. Don't mind if I do.
Every single one is like 200 resource per minute.
It's also just the snowball factor of like if you're gonna start investing in it, you're fully in it. It's like a good version of the logic of, well, I've built a
You
TC,
just
I might as well build
completely-
another.
You just completely mine through one large stone outcropping, and there you go. That's immediately 4 fortresses.
Well, I guess we might as well.
Yeah. I don't mind. And a second TC. Why not?
Only unlike multi-TC build, this actually starts paying you back resources quite nicely. There is, of course,
Yeah.
going to be that town center you mentioned, but I mean, this is chill pill mode for Beastie right now. VortiX is the one who has to do something urgent, and remember,
Yeah, at
he
this
went White
point,
Tower.
there's... Yeah, that's not really a way I feel like VortiX saying siege engineering. Is he thinking about, like, ram pushing now?
I
I
guess
don't know about that.
it's your most efficient, cost-efficient way of breaking the castles, but... And Lombos can
Yeah,
protect...
BC doesn't have a lot of food income.
Yeah, and also Lombos can actually protect the rams when they're
What
underneath the keep.
he can do if he just goes for the main TC, if he gets that down, no more pilgrims will spawn.
True.
And there isn't a fortress over there. So instead of just focusing on the fortresses, just go for the main TC instead. Way easier to deny the pilgrims rather than dive into whatever this is.
I think his thought, though, is that the economy is expanding into this area, so he needs to break into here. Like, if you think about it, the TC is cool to take out, but what is left there? Nothing. Like, it's Maybe
The
a
thing
few
is,
farms.
you can take down the TC with trebuchets from outside the cliff.
Which is why you have to be very careful not to put all your landmarks in one spot. Then again, if you want a landmark victory against Knights Templar, you've got to kill all those fortresses anyway.
That's true. And it's pretty tough to kill them.
God, that I dread to think how many people have been baited by that detail. Like, but I killed his landmarks. Why is he still alive?
Another landmark.
Wow, look at that. I have 12 landmarks. These rookie Chinese players, watch me get 20 landmarks.
3 rams and a dream.
You can even just stab, like, sit the spearmen inside to stab, right? Just camp them in the ram for the dive. Maybe not. They click aggro actually switches over on the spears. Villagers do torch down a bit. This doesn't feel good right now.
Yeah.
I mean, the second wave
here as well.
Yeah, I think it was like maybe a timing issue. He didn't have the full force here, so it looked a bit scary. He did get thinned on the lombos. Spears also a bit depleted. And, well, classic VortiX. My attack seems to have not worked crackety. What could I do to improve it?
Try again, but harder.
Got it. So, like, if I don't have enough RAM, get more RAM. As a gamer, I should have known this.
That's it. And another fortress. Because why not? Man, these little raids always pulling just a couple of spearmen over that would be needed at the front side.
It's just so hard to wall these type of maps.
Yeah.
Quarter RAM. Let's see if it can actually get it done. The sacred sites are locked in, by the way. Like, he only has 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Brothers. Templar Brothers, they feel so good when you have scale, but so slow to get up. However, let's get a brute force dive in. Go straight after the Rams villagers, just trying to snipe them down. They're a little bit AFK right now, though. Coffee break, it seems. Back to what they go. Has he got the armor as well?
The brothers.
No, he doesn't have the armor. Okay, so he hasn't got the +1/+1.
Even worse.
Which would have made this impossible to win a fight in. But still, it doesn't matter. There's no spears. Templar Brothers rule.
As well. And now this plays like French, pretty much.
Which makes sense. They are very Civ, yeah.
Just a Knight Archer count. So much passive gold income here for Beasty. I don't even think he's got villagers on gold. Can we check if he has villagers on gold? I think there's like a couple in the middle, but not that many. Oh, that's one. One. It is one villager on gold.
Look at him go! Yeah, when you cap the Civ out, you can get, what was the number? I think it was 2,030 gold off of Pilgrim Gold alone.
Yeah.
That's the cap. That's the reasonable number of infinite gold per minute you can get from just Pilgrims.
True. And then you also, because if you get Pilgrims, you must have control over sacred sites. It's an additional +100 gold per minute.
No, crackety. It's more, because you're probably building fortresses there, and because you've got that high number, you already have treasuries. So, you're going to get 120 gold per sacred site, if they're all in range.
True. And then the relics on top of that.
Yeah. So, like, and they get 20% more. So, like, perfect scenario, you're almost getting 3,000 passive gold a minute.
And I thought Mali was the king of passive gold income.
And that's why we build Teutons in Imperial. Gotta do something with all that gold.
Another fortress!
Another ram? I mean, if at first you don't succeed, you have two choices. You do it again or you give up, you're a failure, right? So it's like, VortiX ain't no failure. Knock, knock. We've been here before. I'm sure this time it'll work out better.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
VortiX is
We're
like,
now also seeing the Federer's crossbows come in. GG gets called. We're getting match point.
a long, 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 long day. That is right. It's not going to be that simple. The English that looked so good at the very beginning, like as underwhelming as expected to end this one out. So a deciding game between these two. An epic comeback tale potentially for Beasty here. Right, that was not the Delhi Byzantine games. We just witnessed that beforehand. That was where the comeback began, with the vulgarness that is elephants, followed up by the vulgarness that is pilgrimages. Does he have anything vulgar left, Crackety?
It depends, I'll say. We do have two options. We got House of Lancaster, pretty vulgar for VortiX, but it is Frisian marshes and he still has access to Mongols. His opponent is gonna go either for Malians or Ayubids.
There's
So
no
I can
way
see
he's
the
picking
temptation.
Malians.
I can see the temptation of picking Mongols
Yeah.
on that map as well. But House of Lancaster is such a meme.
I mean, also the rush distance, the Stealth Forest Yeoman. We've seen how Stealth Forest can
It's a
actually...
pretty straight line.
Yeah, also Stealth Forest later on for the money shots, pretty strong. So definitely something to keep in mind there. I think, you know what? I actually think you don't even need to go for the Lancaster castle build. I think the strategy on that map is Abbey of Kings. Okay, we're not going to see it though. It's going to be Mongol versus Malians?
Yeah, I mean, Mongols aren't a straight-up instant win against Mali, I feel like. At least Beasty said so himself, that if you just go for... Like, people have figured out the timing, the macro, to a high enough degree now at the moment, where you can, like, mass up your own donzos and be fine against any Dark Age aggression.
We did start to see a counterplay to that, being Mongols pull more than one villager to make sure the outpost goes up. And my thought process is, in particular on Frisian, the gold. If you don't hit the jackpot with like a back gold, it could make the defense almost untenable. So definitely interesting, especially considering what we say was the alternative he had. He had Ayubids, which has been picked, I would say, a reasonable amount of the time actually on Frisian. And actually isn't too bad against Mongols. I guess the difference though is like you're playing into trade, and that doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
What if you just Malian trade?
You could. You definitely could. I'm actually not sure. I haven't tried it within like the last half year. I think Malian trade is still bugged probably with the toll outpost where it only goes one way. Oh, actually, it's fixed. Okay.
There you go. It's this perfect map. So you'd have to
then?
secure your gold. So you drop the trade network landmark, and then that sets you up already to start. It's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, when you think about it, right? Like Mongols with the bonus movement speed, with the bonus resource, after like 10 traders, they get roughly like 50% more efficient traders. Roughly 50% more efficient traders. With Saharan Trade Network, you can go up to 80% more efficient traders with 5 toll outposts.
You know, that's pretty good. It's not as good as Pilgrim Trade, but I'll take it as a backup option.
It's pretty decent still.
Yeah. Still, Knights Templar, no population required. They spawn every 60 seconds. Pilgrims. They told me Lancaster was going to be a problem. But well played by Beasty, full entrenched. Nicely done, nicely executed. Shows you why in Light Horizon. I think in Light Horizon, when they designed that map, they were imagining a lot of Templar picks there. Like, conceptually, the way the map is designed, it feels like that epic pilgrimage that is difficult to defend. But Frisian, Malians, like... I'm trying to think statistically how often I've seen a backspawn gold. I feel like it's usually 20% of the time, maybe 15% of the time, you get the gold behind your TC. It's very, very rare.
But it can happen, and if you see it, like, you cannot go for Dark Age aggression. I'm not even sure if VortiX wants to go for Dark Age aggression in this one. Be interesting to see. We're going to take a look at the previous results here that were going on in ongoing sets behind this. So B, 3-1 versus Valdemar. Lucifron, 3-0 versus Valdemar. We saw that one earlier.
CSO,
versus VortiX, that's ongoing right now. CSO, 3-2 versus Corvinus.
Nicely played there. So getting some points on the board. Tight series. Corvinus can be a bit crafty. And then elsewhere, like looking at the point system now, Louis still on top. I don't think really anyone's surprised so far. But Marine Law definitely on people's mind to top this group, I think, considering his history and also just what's he been up to. We always talk about this when he goes to the grind mode, and other players are maybe a little bit more public. We tend to give him an edge. Thing to keep in mind, by the way, the series we'll be rounding the day out of with rather after this, will be the Marine Lord versus Anatan game. So that will be coming up after this set completes.
Yeah. One way or another after this game.
Because, like this set, these first 2 sets went very long. Oh,
A
free.
little bit. Yeah.
So to keep the flow, we decided we'd hop straight to that one. I'm sure Lucifer vs. Wham will have coverage elsewhere because I believe that one is already deeply underway. But it's time to get underway with the final game of the set. We head deep into the swamps of Phrygian... Wait, that's not Phrygian
This
marshes.
time he got you. It's not just me. There
I'm
we go.
firing
Now
him.
we're...
I'm firing him like, all right, screw this. We're replacing him. Like, who wants a cow anyway? Give me a dog. Much more loyal. We've got Phrygian marshes, Malians versus Mongols. M&M showdown to see who is not the rap god, but the god here. VortiX with what would be considered his signature civ in the blue as the Mongols. Beasty. Well, we all know that saying. Malian king. And he got it. He actually got the gold spawn.
That's a pretty decent one, top side. 2 houses there so far. I'm not sure if he's going to go for... Yeah, he's going to go for more. Okay. Not sure what that says about the barracks timing now from him.
Well, the idea is you can usually delay it a bit because your opponent has to build Uvu first. For 150 you would. So that's why people feel a bit cozy. Usually I think you stop at like 4 houses. Anything more is really, really greedy. It could
Does
be...
scout out the bear. Wait, did he? I think he did see it. I'm not
I
sure,
hope
though.
so.
I'm not going to put my hand in fire for that one.
There is an alternative play to deal with these outpost rushes.
Yeah,
and
I
these
think
Rax
that, yeah.
rushes. But I don't think BC's going to do it. I kind of wish more players would do it because it's disgusting. So what you can do... Oh, yoink, yoink, yoink. So like what you can do actually to stop these outpost rushes and these spear rushes is if you build an outpost on the Malian gold and then you build a mill.
Yeah.
And you drop off sheep and you just stay there. It saves you so much resource.
You can't really build a mill as Mongols, though.
You can.
It's a little bit more expensive. That's a little bit...
True, but if you're going to have a lot of aggro coming, like let's say he's going 7, 8 spears, like most Mongol players would,
Nah.
mathematically it's worth.
I mean, I guess if you, instead of the sheep, just try and get the gold from your opponent instead. To age up. And again, you're probably, like, if you get the outpost up, you're gonna get enough gold from like, burning buildings anyways.
No, but that's the point, right? So, like, Malian... Oh, you mean... No, I'm not talking Mongols do that. I'm talking Malians do that. They outpost and they build a mill next to the pit mine.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
so
play.
I was
Yeah,
like,
okay.
why does he think they're more... I was, like, checking notes. I'm like, did I miss Malians paying a lot for mill? No, so, like, you... Instead of building a mining camp, because you don't need it, because passive gold, you just build a mill, and then you club sheep, and you have an outpost you can garrison. But we're going to get the good old-fashioned way, the micro-war.
Yeah, good play from VortiX. Knows that if it's just one villager, it's just going to get poked to death. Set sense the second one. Beasty does see that outpost coming up.
So his goal here is to stockpile the spears and just snipe. But this is the counter play. You rush it, you bring 2 villagers. It's very difficult to kill them in time. In fact, he hasn't even used the javelins on them. So this is going up.
Good. VortiX still making
is he
more and more
gonna-
spearmen here as well. Oh, he's going to have to be careful with the Khan.
He's going to brute force up the villagers. Oh my god, Khan. No! The sheep!
Khan going down.
Oh, that's a disaster. The villagers now has to try and body block to protect. And the 2 villagers do it. One's going to fall already. This is looking dicey. It's going to get denied. No!
Villager goes
outpost!
down. That was so close. Kills a villager in return. VortiX is he going to pull more villagers? It feels like such a disaster move now. To try
I mean,
and pull more
the
villagers
sheep are out
again.
here. No way.
No,
You'll lose the
he's-
sheep as well.
He will. Scout from Beasty's going to come back. He's going to get all the sheep. Oh, what a disaster opening now in the final match point.
This could genuinely be over in 2 minutes.
It might just be.
He's going to lose the exchange now of the spears. He's actually producing more spears in a situation he cannot win anymore.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, sheep exchange? Sheep exchange? Yeah. No. Those
Can we-
goodies will belong
Can
to
we get the
Beasty.
nice sheep graph in a little bit again?
Okay,
Well,
this
I
is
think
what this is what we call the delta split. Just send them all in different directions.
Oh my
It's not
god.
quick enough. what just happens? How is that? How is that still an even split? By the way.
Oh,
Yeah. Up there.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wait, the 22 has to increase as well. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, we got a professional sheep counter in the background, just like with his fingers. He's like 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2.
8 sheep left
Yeah, this is
for VortiX.
this is quite the disaster now.
We've had games that felt like comebacks in this series. This would actually, I think, eclipse that. This is so brutal as Mongols.
Yeah,
do still have
especially
trade.
when you're up against Malians.
Wait, also, like, can you not just get outpost rush now in response?
Wait, why are there 3 villages out there?
Wait, was he going? But
They were on gold. I think they were on gold.
please
and
tell me this was
BC
about food. Please tell me this was about. He has people
No.
on gold. Like,
Yeah, he just sent them over again, but he was
So-
at 180 gold before. These villagers were gold gatherers.
but he's sacking 3 villages. Oh.
I honestly can't tell you what's going on there, but instead we do have another burning attempt.
I mean, this is going to get some damage done, so I guess you kind of have pseudo villages if you burn buildings. It does pay you. This is such a messy game.
This is more than just messy. This is just damage control at this point in time. He cancelled the landmark. He went up with a silver treat set.
He has
Makes
to.
sense.
Yeah, I'm surprised he was even thinking Deerstone from this far behind.
It's just, it took a lot of time. Like the Deerstones was already like quarter finished.
That was sick micro, by the way. Beasty gets them all. Not a single villager home.
Yeah. It's brutal at this point in time. SSR and trade network as well.
Yeah, so forces it out of him, but I don't think Beasty hates this idea, considering he's already 6 villages ahead. Has he got people still on the food? Oh, I don't think he does. Oh my god, oh my god. Oh,
Khan gets the kill.
nicely played. Check out complete first for VortiX. He has got Hun stats on the way. Possibly winnable here, but the Donzos did just come back home.
that's
So
too
yeah, the
many.
numbers no longer favor VortiX. This is just a crazy game.
It is. It really, really is. How's that just going to get replaced at the end of the day? Khan is just also going to go down. Dunzos.
Why can't all AoE 4 be like this?
Well, because then Malians would have 100% win rate.
True. I mean, it's just this is the thing. So like these type of maps, the point of interest maps, Land Horizon, the things that have been happening in the early game have been incredibly refreshing, especially after we just came off the back of one of the most inactive metas, in my opinion. Like Pro Scouts meta didn't offer up much contest straight away, whereas this has just been, if you have to get up to go to the bathroom, when you come back, you probably missed a giant part of the series.
Now transition to archers here for VortiX. Beasty. He's got a lot of Donzos at this point in time.
Not a bad unit to have. I mean, considering Mongols usually would be thinking Keshiks here down the line, good luck with that. You just need to fill in with javelins now.
The traders moving out.
No, but the Donzos are coming.
Yeah.
Oh, God. All right, hear me out. We mirror trade. We've got the trade network. It's time. He's not going to do it.
Yeah, probably not.
A
I
boy
wouldn't
can
mind
dream.
seeing it though. Like, don't the
Archers.
traders almost like immediately pay off as well on the way over
The Malians?
with the total outposts?
Yeah, I think so. It's close. We're going to have spears here. Archers are starting to arrive. The stealth force is awkward, though, considering he does not have the Khan. Oh, boy.
There are archers here.
Yeah, but you have to be able to see things. Okay, there we go. Spears give the vision. Traders he actually does it. He actually snatches them. Well played. Okay, I guess he just doesn't want Donzos anymore. He's essentially just throwing them away.
He's going to javelin throws now, so just jab Donzo, normal army composition. He's just going to go for the mass infantry all in now, which he can totally do considering that VortiX has very limited food income at this point in time. And now the economy count looks relatively even, but do mind that the traders also count towards the economy units for VortiX. It is not really even Stevens.
Yeah, sad boy for the moment. But of course, we'll be able to outscale the Malians of the logic, so definitely feels like Beasty needs to try and take advantage of the lead he built early. He's still got the Donzos to deal with the first Keshiks coming out, and this is to be expected. I was a little bit surprised the way he punted a few to that backside. Is like logic here is, if it's trade, it has to be Keshiks, because otherwise, what do you spend that much gold on?
Yeah. I mean, you could trade out for resources, but that's gonna start becoming inefficient.
Yeah, it burns you out pretty fast. And the mesh is a priority as well. And a big fat pit mine in the center of the map, because why the hell not after the opening this game just had?
Yeah, it's very good gold income. Negative, though, is that should Beasty find himself on the back foot, that's a lot of bounty.
Mm-hmm. I guess against Silvertree, you just feel like you can't be on the back foot. You have to play pressure here.
Yeah. Oh my god, goodbye, Keshik. Donzo.
That was a Keshik? I just thought it was a scout that wore his silverware to work. Jav's not going to stop him being able to actually trade out. It's a stealth forest factor. He does at least have the Khan here this time, so not terrible. But that's a lot of javelins already. Horseman switch by VortiX. Okay, time to start selling and buying food.
These are early horsemen as well.
Yeah, I guess he wants a few out before he vets them up, which is kind of sad because they feel like they're made of plastic. If Beasty...
This is such a army composition now for VortiX to play against.
Yeah, I think if Beasty just wedges onto the fish, VortiX is starved.
Yeah, he's got no more... like, all the sheep are gone, right?
Mm-hmm. And yeah, unfortunately, if this was just javelins, this is a very smart move by VortiX, but obviously Beasty has a nicely balanced comp between Jav plus the Donzos.
Yeah.
He is potentially giving VortiX a way in some regard, like he's adding quite a lot of Donzos currently. But then again, what if we just started burning everything?
Jumping inside.
And wait, they both got sniped.
Two of them died. Damn.
Wait. He was targeting only one, though.
Oh.
What? It looked like he only targeted one.
Jeff's targeted one, Donzo's the other.
Okay. So, that's reasonable. Oh, that's disgusting.
Yep.
Hey, you want to try and get inside again? No?
This time
go on, go on, get in the building. Get in the bit. Oh
my god. So many villager killed so early on. He forces VortiX outside of his base, but that's not where VortiX can really be. He can't really exist outside of his base.
His goal here is to try and stalemate until he's got enough Keshiks to hit the enemy behind. But that's tricky because of the trade network. It's a very good defensive landmark, good protection on the gold. Not really going to die the TC. Instead, he just tries to brute force the center, but the numbers are so against him here.
Yeah. 3 archers for 1 Donzo kill doesn't really feel worth it. There's more javelin throws than archers out.
I mean, the way this is trending, Marimba usually feels like a meme, but this is the type of game where it actually just is worth it to end the game quickly.
Yeah. Good for VortiX at least. This is round robin, so it's not like this is the end of the road for him, but it definitely feels bad.
Yeah, considering how well this set started, and still more to play off of it. Got to keep his calm, keep his composure, not let it get to him too much. I mean, Beasty played a hell of a comeback story here.
Yeah.
Gotta be exhausting for both players, though. Archer's now traded out. I don't know if I'd even call that a trade out. There is so many Donzos left. I don't think you could even call this competitive anymore.
Yeah, no army remaining. Nothing really worthwhile to speak of, at least. The outpost doesn't do enough damage, and GG comes in. Beasty with the 3-2 reverse sweep.
Insane comeback throughout this series. All started with Elephanto fun time. It started up further with that filthiness on the Pilgrims, and then to round out in such a phenomenal early Dark Age javelin hurling way. This man's got all the tricks in the book, so Beasty takes the win in the end. But props to VortiX for really straining the current reigning champion of EGC tournaments.
That Delhi game made me genuinely mad.
Like that Delhi game made me install Tempest Rising. I'm out of here. Get me away from... Where's Warcraft 3? I wouldn't do this to me. Yeah, like elephants are...
They probably got their own broken stuff.
Yeah. It's a matter of whether you feel too dirty with the broken stuff you use, though. But
yeah,
maybe both players need a shower after that sweaty series. We've still got one more series to come, though. We're going to prep for it. It's the one you've all been waiting for. I think, like, this was there as well, but like a lot of people are curious. Can the chimp square up? Can he prove himself to be back on top? Because this was a tight series, but